Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto grimm rwby chunin exams. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by KAISER 357246 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. Hurt, Confusion, Truth, and a New King Born. Konoha Forest of Death. The sky was dark. The rain from the heavens fell with great force. A young man at the age of 14 with blonde spiky hair with red tips, blue eyes and whisker-like marks on his face, ran through the rain as tears streamed down his face. He knew this forest like the back of his hand due to living in the forest for years until Hiruzen Sarutobi the Sandaime Hokage gave him an apartment to live in. However, young Naruto still had a place to stay in the forest since the villagers of Konoha would attack him even in his home. Now some of you must be asking why. Why is this young man running through a place called the Forest of Death with tears in his eyes? The answer? He just found out a horrible truth. A truth that is breaking his very soul. And that truth is his family is alive and well. And they lived a pain-free life without him. Let's look back an hour ago to see what happened. Flashback Hokage Tower. I wonder what Gigi wants with me. Well, I better make this quick. I need to get back home to Haku-chan, said Naruto. It has been 3 days since he and his team returned from the wave mission. During the mission Naruto and Ko met and fought Zabuza Mamachi the demon of the mist and his apprentice adoptive daughter Hakuyuki. After defeating the two of them and killing Geto, Zabuza went back to Kiri to help end the war while he asked Naruto to look after Haku when he saw that the two of them grew close to each other. Of course, the civilian council and Sasuke made a stink when she came to Konoha and tried to place her into a breeding program, but thankfully Hiruzen and Makoto stopped that dead. Now Haku stays with Naruto in his apartment. He tried to convince her to sleep on his bed while he slept on the couch, but she did not budge. In the end the two share the bed together. Naruto walked up the tower to the very top. He then knocked on the door. "Enter," said Hiruzen. Naruto then opened the door and in the room with Hiruzen stands 2 adults, 3 teenagers and 2 children. The male adult has spiky blonde hair and blue eyes and wears a trench coat with a jonin vest. This is the Yondaime Hokage Minato Namikaze. The female adult has long red hair with purple eyes and wears a jonin combat uniform with a jonin vest as well. This is Kushina Uzumaki. The teenagers are around Naruto's age with 2 girls and 1 boy. One of the girls has spiky red hair that reaches her shoulders and purple eyes. This is Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze. The other girl has blonde hair that reaches her lower back with blue eyes. This is Natsumi Uzumaki Namikaze. The boy however looks just like Naruto except he has spiky red hair with blonde tips and purple eyes. This is Menma Uzumaki Namikaze. The 2 children are both girls around the age of 7. They both have red hair while one girl has blue eyes the other has purple eyes. They are Akemi and Akane Uzumaki Namikaze. On all of the children's cheeks are whisker-like marks. Naruto is surprised to see other people in the room but also to see the Yondaime alive and well. Oh yes, Naruto knew of the Yondaime, he was Naruto's hero growing up in the village. So, to see him alive and well was a great thing. Too bad it will turn into a nightmare soon. Hey Gigi. You called me? Asked Naruto. Hiruzen for the first time looked very uncomfortable in seeing Naruto this night. Not because he hated Naruto, no. He saw Naruto as a grandson, but he knew that after tonight he was most likely going to lose all respect and love from the blonde teen. Yes, Naruto. I called you here for a very important reason, said Hiruzen. So, what's up? Asked Naruto. Well you see Naruto, these people are here to see you, said Hiruzen as anxiety builds even higher in him. Naruto then looks at the group and sees that they are smiling at him. Naruto is even more confused now. Why would these people want to see me, thought Naruto. It is good to see you again Naruto. You have grown a lot since we last saw you, said Minato. Oh, you have grown into a handsome young man. I just bet you have to beat off all of the girls that want to be with you, gushed Kushina. Naruto is even more confused. Why is the Yondaime and this woman talking to him like they know him? Minato, Kushina, stop. I told you that there are some things to discuss before you can talk with Naruto, yelled Hiruzen. What do you mean Hiruzen? Asked Minato. Yes, speak plainly. I have not seen my son in years and I want to make up for lost time, yelled Kushina. Naruto is frozen at that. Did this woman just say that he is her son? But that is impossible, as Gigi told him many times that his parents were dead and gone. So, why is this woman saying that she was his mother? Kushina. Enough. I said that I need to explain a few things to not only Naruto but to you both as well, said Hiruzen. Naruto then looks at Hiruzen with a shocked expression on his face. He knew. His Gigi knew about these people and he lied to him for years. Naruto's anger was raising while his heart began to plummet into a very dark place. "What do you mean, old man?" asked Menma. "Can't we say hello to our brother?" With the other teenagers and children nodding their heads. Naruto then snapped his head towards the teenagers and children in the room with wide eyes. The boy said, "Brother. That means that these children are his siblings. He has siblings and he never knew." Naruto then noticed that the older siblings had an energy that he knew all too well. The Kyuubi. Naruto sensed that the teenagers had some Kyuubi chakra in their bodies. Naruto then realized something: his siblings are like him. They too are Jinchurikis. But unlike him, Naruto's siblings did not have to go through the horror and pain that he went through. Naruto suffered while his siblings grew up with smiles on their faces. Naruto had to sleep with an eye open every night while they got to sleep in peace. Naruto felt nothing but scorn and hatred while his siblings got the love of their parents. Naruto began to hyperventilate. He couldn't believe this. All this time his family had been alive and he was left in the village with no one to love him. His parents abandoned him. He couldn't take it. He needed to leave before he could explode. Naruto's family noticed that Naruto was hyperventilating. His parents went over to him. "Naruto, are you alright?" asked Minato. "Sachi, are you okay?" asked Kushina. No. 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 No, yelled Naruto as he got out of his parents' hold and ran out the door. "Naruto," yelled Minato. "Sachi, where are you going?" yelled Kushina. I told you both to not talk to Naruto until I could explain to him what was going on. But did you listen to me? No. And now Naruto is confused and hurt by all of this," said Hiruzen. "What do you mean, Hiruzen? What is there to explain?" asked Minato. "Minato, Kushina Naruto never knew about you," said Hiruzen. "What?" yelled out both parents. "The children are confused by this. Their big brother never knew about them." "What do you mean by that?" yelled an angry Kushina. "I mean that I was going to tell him when he was old enough to protect himself from your enemies. But I want to know how you are alive. The last time I saw you both were your dead bodies after the Kyuubi attack," said Hiruzen. Both Minato and Kushina are now very confused by this. "What do you mean by that, Hiruzen? Did Jiraiya not tell you about what happened with the seal on my children?" asked Minato. "What do you mean? What happened with the seal?" asked Hiruzen. "I put the soul of the Kyuubi into Naruto, well I put 3 tails worth of power into Naruto, Natsumi and Menma. But when the sealing was done the energy tried to leave them and go back to the Kyuubi inside of Naruto. But the problem was that it was killing them in the process," said Minato. "I see. Well, Jiraiya never told me this. I had seen your bodies next to Naruto. After that Jiraiya left the village and had not returned since," said Hiruzen. Minato's and Kushina's eyes widened at that. "What do you mean? Jiraiya told us that he and Tsunade were raising Naruto in the village for us since we had to leave to save all of my children. The only way to stop the Kyuubi's chakra from killing them was to wait for the Kyuubi to regrow its 9 tails in Naruto and for the energy in the others to stabilize. It was the hardest day of my life to leave Naruto here," said Kushina. "Kushina, Jiraiya has not set foot in the village since you both died. And Tsunade has not been here since before you became pregnant. No one raised Naruto. I tried to help him, but the blasted council stopped me every time. They even stopped the other clans from adopting him as well," said Hiruzen. "What? But we sent letters to Naruto almost every month," yelled Kushina. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow at that. "You did. But Naruto never received a letter, not even once." Both parents are now shocked and scared. Hiruzen. "What was Naruto's life like in this village without us?" asked Kushina with a shaky voice with both fear and anger in it. Hiruzen sighed and began to explain. After a half hour both parents had tears of extreme sadness and rage falling down their faces. Their children are also crying at what happened to their brother. Both parents now understand why Naruto acted the way he did. He thinks they abandoned him when in reality both sides have been lied to and now a family is on the brink of destruction. Flashback end. So, now Naruto runs through the forest of death to his hidden home. The one place he could find peace in all of this madness he finds himself in. After an hour of running and dodging the hostile wildlife, Naruto made it to his hidden home. It wasn't much, just a treehouse in one of the largest trees in the forest, but it worked for Naruto. It was so deep in the forest that no civilian would come here and the only jonin that would come out this far was the crazy snake lady that made this forest her personal training ground. Naruto then made his way into his treehouse. He then went over to his bed that was in the house and laid on it. He let out more tears than all of the beatings he got over the years. The pain he got for those beatings was nothing at what he was feeling at this time. Why? Why did they leave me? What did I do wrong? Did I somehow make Kami mad or something? Or maybe I was an evil person in a past life. I don't get it. What did I do to deserve this? Yelled out Naruto. As Naruto sat in his treehouse, he is unaware of 3 beings around him. These beings mean Naruto no harm, for one wishes she could have done more for her champion. "So, we are in agreement?" asked one of the beings with a male voice. "Yes, Naruto needs all the help he can get. Plus, I want Naruto to have a better life than this. And the first step is to help him reconnect with his family," said a second voice, but it sounded female. "I agree, brother. My children have done enough damage to our homeworld. It is time for them to do some good in this world. Plus, I want to see what the boy will do to that pervert when he gets his hands on him," said a third voice that sounded like a male. "Very well then. Let us talk with young Naruto," said the first voice. Naruto was still in his treehouse with tears falling down his face. He could feel his heart getting more painful as the minutes go by. Just as Naruto was about to collapse from exhaustion, a bright light surrounded him. And in a flash, Naruto was gone from his treehouse. Unknown place. When Naruto opened his eyes, he noticed that he was in a purple void. With black skies and lightning sparking in the horizon. The landscape had purple crystals that had energy flowing out of them. Great. The worst day of my life just won't end, will it? Naruto asked himself. Not to worry, young man. Your day will change for the better, said a voice from behind Naruto. Naruto spins around and sees three people. 2 men and 1 woman. The 2 men look like twin brothers. One had blonde hair and blue eyes with a monocle on his right eye. He wears a white and gold suit and had an air of kindness but a strict look in his eyes. The other brother had black hair and red eyes with a monocle on his left eye. Like his brother, he too wears a suit that is black and purple with a bit of red on the cuffs for a bit of flair. This brother has an air of madness around him but also a sense of loyalty in him. The woman had to be the most beautiful woman he had even seen. The woman had long blonde hair that reached her butt, crystal blue eyes that you could get lost in. She wore a dress that hugged her godly figure well to the point that her breasts looked like they were about to break out of it. She has 16 gold and white wings on her back, J-cup breasts, a plump butt and wide hips. To put in plain words, she is every straight man's perfect wet dream. "Who are you?" yelled Naruto. "Easy, kid. We mean you no harm," said the man in black. "Yes, calm down, Naruto. You are safe here," said the man in white. Naruto eases a little bit but is still on guard. He then notices that the woman looks at him with sadness in her eyes. "Okay, can someone explain where I am and why I am here?" asked Naruto. "We can do that," said the man in black. "But I think our lady friend needs to say something to you." Naruto then looks at the woman with a raised eyebrow. The woman then goes over to Naruto and pulls him into a tight hug. Naruto is shocked and blushing like mad at the hug and the fact that the woman's breasts are near his head. He then feels something wet on his shoulder. He then sees that the woman is crying. "I am so sorry, Naruto. I never meant for this to happen to you," she said. "What do you mean? Who are you?" asked Naruto. "Allow me to explain. You may call me Light. The man to my right is my young brother Dark. The woman who is crying on your shoulder is Kami," said Light. Naruto is shocked by that. The woman who is hugging him and crying on him is Kami. The most powerful being in the world. Why are you crying, Kami-sama?" asked Naruto. "I am crying because of my mistake done to you," said Kami. "What do you mean?" asked Naruto. Kami lets go of Naruto and composes herself. She then looks Naruto right in the eyes. "Years ago, I sent down a prophecy to about a person I have chosen to be my champion. It was my hope that those that knew of my prophecy would do the right thing, but one person perverted it for his own ends," said Kami. "And so, your life took a turn for the absolute worst. You had to endure what no one but the worst of mankind deserves. The life you have lived was not the one you were meant to live," said Dark. "So, because of a single person who tried to control what he should not have tried to control, I had to deal with hell after hell." "Why me? What did I ever do to this person?" yelled Naruto. "Nothing. You have done nothing to this person. You were just chosen for simplicity in his hope to control the prophecy. Know this, your parents did not have a hand in this. They thought that you were having a good life in Konoha," said Light. "If they cared about me, then why didn't they tell me that they were alive? They didn't even write me a single letter to tell me that they loved me," yelled Naruto. "That is not true, Naruto. They did send you letters. It's just the man they trusted did not give you them. He took them, read them and made response letters in your name just to hide the fact that he was not watching over you. He would then destroy the letters to get rid of the evidence. But I did save a few letters for you. Here, you deserve them," said Kami. Kami then handed Naruto 4 letters. Naruto read each one slowly. As he did, more tears came down his face. In the letters they state that his parents love him with all their hearts and that they would see him in years or months depending on the letter in question. The final letter is the most recent one in which it states that they would be in Konoha in a month's time. "They do love me. They really do love me," cried out Naruto. The godly beings look on in sadness as they watch Naruto. Naruto has one of the brightest souls to ever be born and one man almost broke him and the bright light in him. Naruto then looks up at Kami. "Thank you, Kami-sama. For bringing these letters to me. It means a lot," he says with a smile. Kami smiles at Naruto. "You're welcome, Naruto. But there is one more thing to discuss while you are here." "What is it?" asks Naruto. "As you know, someone has perverted the prophecy. When he did that, he broke an ancient law," said Light. "And what law is that?" asked Naruto. "Simple, kid. That is to never interfere with a prophecy or try to control one. To do so would make the prophecy null and void," answered Dark. Naruto nods his head at that. No human has any right to interfere with what is beyond their reach. But this person did, and it made his life hell for 14 years. "So, what happens now? Is the prophecy dead or am I no longer needed for whatever I was needed to do?" asked Naruto. "Not quite. You see, you still have an important role in this world. The difference is that we can interfere with your life a little bit," said Light. "What do you mean by that?" asked Naruto. "This world needs someone to help it. And due to someone interfering with the prophecy we can give you a bit of help," said Dark. "To put it simply, we are giving you gifts to help you with your life," said Kami. "What kind of gifts?" asked Naruto with a smile on his face. He didn't get too many gifts in his life, so any gift to Naruto is a good thing. "Yes, gifts, but before we give you them, we need to explain a few things to you," said Light. Naruto nods his head and sits down on the ground. "Now first thing first. Me and my brother are not gods of this world," said Light. "But wait. You two are not gods of this world. Then where are you two from?" asked Naruto. "My brother and I are from a world called Remnant. Long ago my brother and I were at each other's throat. We each tried to outdo each other. In the end we destroyed each creation the other made. One of my creations are known as the Grimm. Beasts of great power and destruction. They helped to destroy much of our homeworld," said Dark. "Wow. And I thought Itachi had problems with Sasuke," said Naruto. The gods have a laugh at that. They know of the tension between the two Uchihas. For years Sasuke thought that Itachi was his brother and that Satsuki was his sister when in truth they never were. Mikoto never loved Fugaku, in fact she hated the man. She never wanted to marry the asshole due to his ego being larger than the land of fire. Turns out Mikoto used her Sharingan to place Fugaku in a Jinjutsu to make him think that he had sex with her and she carried his children. But she never did. Itachi and Satsuki are siblings, while Sasuke came from another Uchiha woman that Fugaku was seeing on the side. Sasuke found out about all of this when Itachi stopped the Rouge members of the Uchiha clan from starting a coup in a bid to control the village and then all of Fire Country. The only Rouge member of the coup to survive was Fugaku and that was by sheer dumb luck and that's it. Even now Fugaku is an S-rank Nukenin of Konoha. The good news is that only the Rouge members of the clan were killed and no innocent members were killed in the fight. Since then Mikoto has taken over the clan and put it on the right track of peace and redemption. Yes, well that is true, we must get back on track. Now then, the reason I bring this up is this, I want you to be the summoner of the Grimm," said Dark. "Really? But I thought that they are beasts of destruction. How can I control them?" asked Naruto. "Oh, that is easy kid. I created them eons ago. I can easily make it so that anyone who signs the contract can control all of the Grimm," said Dark. "And while my brother gives you that gift, I also have a gift for you as well," said Light. "My gift for you is twofold. The first is the use of magic in all of its shape and form. The second gift is the ability to make dust." Naruto raises an eyebrow at that. "Well the magic gift sounds cool, but what would I do with making dust?" asked Naruto. "Tuckle, not the kind of dust you're thinking of. No, the dust I am talking about is this kind of dust," said Light. He then snaps his fingers and a crystal appears in his hand. This is dust. A powerful element from Remnant. On Remnant the humans use this power to fight against the forces of the Grimm and each other. Each dust comes in either crystal or a powder form. I hope you use this gift wisely." Light then gives Naruto the crystal. Naruto then looks at it with wonder in his eyes. "This is so cool. I can feel the power flowing in this crystal. The power is beautiful, it feels chaotic and balanced at the same time." The gods nod their heads at that. "Now for my gifts for you Naruto. I have 3 gifts for you," said Kami. Kami then walks over to Naruto and places her hand on his head. She then begins to glow and then Naruto glows as well. After a moment, Kami stops glowing while Naruto continues to glow. After another moment Naruto stopped glowing, but he felt different, like a weight was lifted off his shoulders. Then Naruto felt 2 arms wrap around his body and felt 2 large soft mounds of flesh on his back. Then someone new speaks from behind him. "I am glad. I can finally hold you in person Naruto-kun," said the voice. Naruto knows that voice. She had been with him for years now. Naruto turns around to see who had spoken. The woman looked around his age. She had long reddish orange hair that reached her butt. She had beautiful red slitted eyes that held a lot of love in them. The woman had a red kimono on with flames on it. She also has a necklace around her neck with the kanji seal on it. She has a figure that any woman would want. An hergless figure with E-cup breasts, long legs, wide hips and a plump butt. The most distinguished features on her are the fox ears on her head, the whisker-like marks on her cheeks, and the 9 fluffy red fox tails with white tips on the ends of them coming out of her back. "Kurami?" asked Naruto. The fox girl nods her head. "Yes, it is me, Naruto." Naruto hugs Kurami in a tight hug, which she returns fully. Naruto met Kurami years ago when he was 9. When he first met her, she had no idea who she was. Turns out the Sharingan used on Kurami affected her mind and she lost her memories. Naruto spoke with her as much as he could. As the years went by, she remembered more of her past, but she still didn't remember of the night when she was sealed into Naruto. She didn't even remember when she was sealed away the first time. The two of them grew very close as the years went by. The gods then coughed to get the two teens' attention. The two blushed brightly when they remembered that they were not alone. "Now Kurami. While it is nice for you to see Naruto in the flesh, we still need to discuss what I have done for Naruto," said Kami. The two nod their heads. They then sit back down on the ground next to each other. "Now then, Naruto, as you have seen, I have released Kurami. But she is still connected to you. As you can see on her neck by the necklace," said Kami. Naruto and Kurami look at the necklace on her neck. There they see the symbol for seal on it. "Why can't you release her from the seal?" "Unfortunately, since the seal was done by my brother, I cannot change too much of it, but I was able to modify it to let Kurami out of the seal," said Kami with a smile. "I don't care about that. I am just glad that I get to be out of the seal and be with the one I have come to love," said Kurami. She then pulls Naruto into another hug which he returns. "So, cute. Now then, Naruto," said Kami. Naruto then looks back at Kami when she says his name. "Your first gift is of course having Kurami with you at all times. Even though she is out of the seal you will still have access to her chakra. The second gift from me is also twofold in which I have given you 2 bloodlines. Those bloodlines are Dead Bone Pulse and Crystal Release. I believe those bloodlines will help you with the gifts given to you by Light and Dark." "Thank you, Lady Kami," said Naruto. "You're welcome, Naruto. Now my last gift is to awaken your semblance," said Kami. Naruto is confused by that as is Kurami. "What is a semblance?" he asked. "A semblance is the power of your very soul. Each person is different and very few have the same semblance. When you awaken your semblance, you will get stronger than before due to your aura awakening as well. But even we do not know what your semblance will be. You and you alone must figure it out. But we know that you will," said Light with Dark nodding his head. Naruto had stars in his eyes at that. This is all so cool. "So, how do you awaken my semblance?" "Allow me, Lady Kami," said Light. Kami nods her head and Light walks over to Naruto. Now Naruto stays still for just a moment. Naruto nods his head while Light places his hand on Naruto's forehead. "For it is in passing that we achieve immortality. Through this, we become a paragon of virtue and glory to rise above all. Infinite in distance and unbound by death, I release your soul, and by my shoulder, protect thee." Naruto then glowed once again as his aura and his semblance was awakened. He then floated off the ground for a moment as he then softly landed back on the ground. "Whoa, that feels awesome," said Naruto with excitement. Kurami and the gods giggled or laughed at Naruto's excitement. "Now Naruto. Before we send you back, we also leave you with some knowledge on how to use these abilities, but it is up to you to figure out how to use these abilities to their fullest. Also, should you choose to, you can awaken other people's aura and semblances," said Dark as he left the void. "Good luck, Naruto. Live a good long life. You only have the one and should live it to the fullest," said Light as he too left the void. "I am sorry for what happened to you, Naruto. I truly did not want that for the beginning of your life," said Kami. "It's okay, Lady Kami. You had no hand in my suffering. Thank you for the gifts," said Naruto. Kami smiles at Naruto. She then pulls Naruto into a kiss. This shocked not only Naruto but also irritates Kurami. After the kiss Naruto has a blush on his face that only Hinata could rival. "You're welcome, Naruto-kun. And Kurami, you shouldn't be jealous since Naruto will need to take multiple wives in the future. So, you will have to share," said Kami with a small smirk on her face. "Hump. It doesn't mean I have to like it," said Kurami. Naruto is totally confused by this. "What are you both talking about?" "You will find out in time, Naruto-kun. I will see you again, Naruto-kun, and until then, stay safe." And with that Kami snaps her fingers and Naruto along with Kurami disappear in a flash of light. Kami remains in the void for a moment. She then turns to see 2 other presences in the void. One wears a black cloak that covers most of his body. Has long white hair and has the air of death around him. This is the god of death, Shinigami. The second wears a black and red kimono that barely covers her impressive figure. She has black hair that reaches her lower back and purple eyes. This is the goddess of darkness, Yami. What are you two doing here? Asked Kami. You know the rules, Kami. We are not allowed to interfere in mortal affairs, said Shinigami. I know that, brother. But I also know of one loophole in the laws, said Kami. And what, pray tell, is this loophole? Asked Yami. Simple, Yami-chan. Should someone interfere in a god's domain, then said god or goddess in question is allowed to interfere as he or she sees fit. So long as the interference does not harm another god or goddess, said Kami. I see. But was it wise to ask for help from gods beyond our realm? Asked Shinigami. It is fine, Shinigami-kun. Besides, Naruto needs all the help he can get for what is to come in the future, said Kami. Biggle, plus it does make Naruto much cooler than before. And I can smell a very peculiar scent on our dear sister, laughed out Yami. Ami glares at her younger sister as a blush appears on her face, while Shinigami just sighs at the scene. If that is all, then Kami, I will take my leave, said Shinigami. Wait, said Kami. Shinigami stops in his tracks and turns to look at his sister. I need a favor from you, Shinigami-kun. Shinigami raises an eyebrow at that. It had been some time since his older sister asked him for anything. What do you need? He asked. When the super pervert dies, I want his soul, said Kami in a dark tone that sent shivers up her siblings' spines. The last time she was that mad, a whole continent sank into the ocean. Very well, sister. Just so that you are aware, he is not meant to die for a while, said Shinigami. I am a patient woman. I can wait, said Kami. She then left the void, leaving her siblings there. Ouch, I do not pity the super pervert right now, said Yami. Neither do I, sister, neither do I, said Shinigami. You know, I am going to keep an eye on young Naruto, said Yami. Oh? And why would you do that? Asked Shinigami. For my own reasons, of course, Yami said with a grin on her face. She then left the void, leaving only her brother. Sigh, why did I have to get sisters like them? Shinigami asked no one in particular. He then left the void as well. Konoha Forest of Death. Seconds after Naruto left. Naruto opens his eyes and sees that he is in his treehouse. Was that all a dream? Asked Naruto. It was no dream, Naruto-kun, said Kurami. Naruto turns around and sees Kurami sitting behind him with a smile on her face. Naruto then hugs her. It wasn't a dream. Thank goodness, said Naruto. It's okay, Naruto-kun. I am here and I am not going anywhere, said Kurami. The two stay there for a few minutes, just enjoying each other's embrace. So, what do we do now? Asked Naruto. Well, I think we should go home and check up on Haku. It has been about an hour and she is probably worried by now, said Kurami. Okay. But what about you? Asked Naruto. Simple, we tell her the truth, said Kurami. Really? Asked Naruto. Of course, said Kurami with a smile. I mean, you did tell her about you being a Jinchuriki days ago, so telling her that I am the Kyuubi no Kitsune will not be too much of a problem. Okay. Kurami. What do I do about my family? Asked Naruto. Kurami frowns at the question. I believe you should talk to them tomorrow. You have had a lot put on you for one day. As much as I don't like Minato for sealing me away years ago, I know that I was not in my right mind. But when you go to them tomorrow, keep an open mind. Remember what the letters and Kami have told you. You're right, again, said Naruto with a smirk on his face. Well, Kurami puffed out her chest and made her breasts jiggle a bit. Okay, let's go home. Oh, can you change your appearance so that no one tries anything too stupid? Kurami nods her head at that. She then changes into a normal fox. She then jumps onto Naruto's shoulder and wraps herself around his neck. Naruto then left the forest. The rain had increased as Naruto entered the village. As Naruto walked down an empty street, he sensed a small number of weak chakra signatures following him. Naruto looks back to see around 12 villagers with blunt weapons in hand. Well. We found the demon walking around late at night. What are you doing, demon? Looking for innocent people to kill? Asked the lead civilian. Why can't you idiots leave me alone? All I am doing is going home, said Naruto as Kurami is snarling at the idiots. We will never stop until you're dead, demon. And when we are done with you, we will pay a visit to you, demon whore you got in your place, said another idiot with a lust-filled smirk on his face. Naruto is now seeing red at that comment. You will not touch her. Oh? What are you going to do? Touch any of us and the council will have you executed in a flash, said the lead civilian with a grin as the rest of the group laugh at that. Naruto snarls at that, but then gains a wicked smirk on his face. You're right. I cannot touch you. But my friends can. Kurami then grins a fox grin and laughs when she figures out what Naruto is going to do. Oh? And who are these friends of yours, huh? Some demon traitors. Well, bring them on. We will kill them and you can watch as they die for you and when they're dead you will join them," yelled the lead idiot. Naruto then smirks. "Very well then." Naruto then uses his new magic powers to summon a few grimm. 4 beelds to be exact. The civilians backed up in absolute fear. That fear caused the beelds to notice them. "Meet my grimm summons. These fine specimens are called beelds. And right now, they are hungry." The civilians are now terrified as the giant wolves stalked closer to them. "Boys, sick 'em." The beelds howled into the night sky and pounced on the civilians. The 12 idiots stood no chance at survival as the beelds ripped and teared the idiots apart piece by piece. Due to the heavy rain, no one, not even the Anbu, heard the cries of pain nor the begging of mercy from the fools who tried to harm Naruto. When the beelds were done, they went over to their new master and bowed to him. "Nice job you guys. And thank you for helping me," said Naruto as Kurami yipped at the wolves as well. The beelds then howled and then disappeared in a poof of smoke. Naruto and Kurami then went back to walking to Naruto's apartment, this time without interruptions. It was on this night that a new power was born. A powerful force born of 2 worlds. A world of ninjas and a world of bloody evolution. On this night a king is born. The Grim King. To be continued. Chapter 2 Confrontation with Family. Naruto's apartment. The rain was still coming down in buckets. Naruto and Kurami had just reached his apartment while Naruto was in a deep thought. The power behind the Grim is impressive. But I need to be careful with it. I do wonder what I am going to do with my family. I know that others I trusted knew of them but were probably ordered not to tell me. I will hear them out first before I make my decision about them," thought Naruto. Naruto then looked at his apartment to see more graffiti on it. "Demon Monster Murderer." And those were just written a few hours ago since some of the paint was washed off. Naruto and Kurami growled at it. "Hey, this place may be a shithole but it was still his home." Naruto then had an idea. Using his magic, he summoned some more grimm. 10 Nevermores and 10 Ravagers. The Nevermores look like ravens with black as night feathers and the normal skull-like masks on their faces. The Ravagers look like bats with bones pieces on their bodies and red wings. The Nevermores are the size of normal birds, while the Ravagers are the same size. All grimm come in different sizes like the Nevermores, ranging from normal-sized birds to being bigger than a house. I need you guys to stay outside and keep watch. I am tired of sleeping with an eye open at night. Kill any who have ill intent," said Naruto. The Nevermores caw in agreement while the Ravagers screech in agreement as well. The Grimm then fly up to the roof of the building with the Nevermores perched on the sides, while the Ravagers latched onto the sides of the building upside down like normal bats. Naruto smiled and went into his home. As he walks down the halls, he sees more graffiti on the walls. They had been here ever since he moved in. He makes his way over to his apartment and unlocks the door. He opens the door to find a room that is completely different to the halls. Naruto takes great pride in maintaining his home, but due to the landlord letting people into his home it is not easy. "Naruto-sama," said a female voice. Naruto and Kurami turns to see a girl around the age of 15 in a pink sleepwear with black eyes, long black hair and D-cup breasts. She has a beautiful smile on her face. This is Hakuyuki, Zabuza's adoptive daughter. "Hey Haku-chan. Sorry I took so long. It was a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be," said Naruto. "It's okay Naruto-sama. I was just worried that you might have gotten hurt in the storm," said Haku. "I am fine Haku-chan. Just a little wet is all," said Naruto. "So, what did the Hokage want with you?" asked Haku. Naruto goes silent at that. Haku is surprised at this as Naruto has always been a cheerful person. But the answer doesn't come from Naruto but the fox around his neck. Naruto-kun found out some things that were hidden from him for years now. And found out that someone has been trying to make his life miserable," said the fox. Haku blinks at the fox a few times before she turns to Naruto. "Did that fox just talk?" she asked. Naruto and Kurami laugh at the question. "I have a lot to explain Haku-chan." For the next 2 hours Naruto and Kurami explain everything that happened. From Naruto finding out that his family is alive and well. To Naruto's emotional breakdown and to the reveal from 3 gods that someone had been manipulating a lot of people just to make Naruto isolated and alone. And to Naruto gaining some amazing gifts from the 3 gods. Haku had her pride swell a bit when she heard that Kami is a woman, but she kept that to herself for now. Right now, Haku is hugging Naruto with all her might to show that she is there for him no matter what. "I am so sorry Naruto-sama. This should never have happened to anyone let alone you," said Haku. "It's okay Haku-chan. It is not your fault," said Naruto. Kurami, now in her human form, looks on at the scene and smiles. She then lets out a yawn since it is now past midnight. As much as this scene is cute, I think it is time for bed. "So, let's all get some sleep," said Kurami. She then takes off her clothes and starts to take off Naruto's clothes as well. Kurami. What are you doing? Asked a flustered Naruto while Haku was blushing up a storm. Helping you get ready for bed, duh. I have been waiting to feel your warmth as I sleep for years and I will not wait another day. Said Kurami. Knowing that the fox girl cannot be dissuaded, Naruto sighs and gets ready for bed. Haku also gets ready and the three sleep in Naruto's bed. It was a little tight, but the three finally fell asleep. However, the night was not over as a few idiots would try, and I do mean try to hurt Naruto this night. Outside Naruto's apartment. A group of 15 villagers are walking in the rain towards Naruto's apartment to kill him in his sleep. Their anger and hatred permeate their bodies. On any other night this would not be noticed, but tonight their anger and hatred were smelled by the grimm that guard their master's home. Okay. Tonight, the demon dies. We will have vengeance for our families and those killed by the fox years ago. Said Idiot 1. Come on then. My husband and son were killed years ago and I want revenge now. Said Female Idiot 1. The group nods their heads and begin to move closer to the apartment. But as they get closer, they begin to see red dots in the darkness. The red dots unnerve them as more and more dots light up in the pouring rain. The first idiot moves to the door but is stopped by a sharp feather to the head. He falls down to the ground as the group screams in fear. This fear awakens the rest of the grimm and they attack. The Nevermores plucked out the eyes of a few villagers while the Ravagers ripped the throats out of a few people as well. After a few minutes all of the idiots were dead on the ground as the rain swept the blood into the sewers. The bodies remain in the road for the people to see in the morning. And what a day it will be. The next day. This was not how the Uzumaki Namikaze family thought the reunion of their son was going to go. It was supposed to be a happy moment full of hugs and laughs. But what they got was pain and anger. The anger was not pointed at their son, no. It is pointed at the people who hurt their son in ways that no one deserved. After the family went to the Namikaze compound, Minato and Kushina went through all of the letters they thought were from their son and found out that most correspond with a day in which Naruto was hurt in some way. It pained them to no end that the village that they worked so hard for had gone and spit on their legacy. The next morning Minato and Kushina went to a council meeting to find out what the hell happened while they were gone and why no one wanted to help their son. When the meeting started, Minato was punched in the head by Mikoto and then kissed by her when he got off the ground. And then punched again. Turns out Mikoto had married Minato in secret with Kushina in on the whole thing. When she heard that Minato and Kushina had died she was heartbroken. Mikoto had on hundreds of occasions tried to adopt Naruto, but Fugaku would stop her at every time. After Fugaku was declared a missing nin she tried again, but this time was stopped by the elders and the civilians and was warned that if she continued to try and adopt or help Naruto in any way, then her clan would be punished to the point that every male member would be killed and the women would be used as breeding machines for a more loyal Uchiha clan. And so, with a heavy heart Mikoto had to stop, at least openly. In the shadows she and the Uchiha clan helped Naruto as much as they could. Mikoto even told Itachi that Naruto is his brother, but told him to not say anything to him until the time was right. Itachi helped Naruto as much as he could with the help from his friend Shisui and Minato's old students Obito and Rin when they could. The civilians had a stranglehold on Naruto and used every trick in the book to make sure he suffered for years. The meeting went on for hours as the civilians tried, and failed mind you, to make Minato and Kushina see their way in why Naruto had to suffer the way he did. Minato and Kushina's answer to their words. Minato and Kushina killed 3 members of the civilian council each. Minato blew up 2 members with a Rasengan and cut off another's head with his kunai. Kushina strangled the 3 she killed with her chains and her bare hands. The 2 remaining civilians tried to have them arrested, but no one listened to them. Now I have sent word to the daimyo. He should be here in a week or so. After that we will see what he has to say in all of this. Said Hiruzen. I understand. That will hopefully give us time to help Naruto. If he will let us. Said Minato sadly. Most of the council is also sad at what has happened. For years they thought that their friends had died. But because of Jiraiya and his schemes, everyone has been lied to and for what only Jiraiya knows. Okage-sama. What is to be done about Jiraiya? This is a major betrayal of the village. Said Hiashi. For now, nothing. Jiraiya has not set one foot in the village for years and now it makes sense as to why that is. I have sent out an order for him to appear before the chunin exams in a few months. When he arrives, we will capture him and find out. Said Hiruzen. Most of the council agrees with that. Well, the elders voiced their disagreement. Is that wise, Hiruzen? Asked Kaharu. Yes. I say we leave Jiraiya to his spy network. We need information to come in for the betterment of Konoha. Said Hamura. Silence. Jiraiya has a lot to answer for and I will find out why he did this. And it is Hokage-sama until Minato takes the hat back or I will have the 2 of you gutted like a damn fish. Yelled Hiruzen. The 2 elders pale at that. Hiruzen still holds a great deal of hate for his two former teammates for the pain they put Naruto through. What about Tsunade? What will happen to her? Asked Kushina. I have sent out a letter asking her to help heal my old back. Her Hippocratic oath will bring her here and we will find out if she is with Uraya in any way. But I highly doubt it, said Hiruzen. The clan heads nodded that. The meeting went on for another hour until an Anbu enters the room. I apologize Hokage-sama. But there is a problem in the village, said the Anbu with a rhino mask. What is it Rhino? Asked Hiruzen. We have 12 dead civilians Hokage-sama, said Rhino. The council is shocked to hear that. How did they die? Asked Choza. Well, it appears the 12 died late last night. From the looks of things, we believe it was an animal attack, said Rhino. What kind of animal? Asked Inoichi. From the bite marks the Inyazukas believe it was wolves. But they are unable to ID what kind of wolves, answered Rhino. Who found them? Asked Sum. It was your daughter and Rin-san who found the remains of the civilians. And trust me, there wasn't much left, said Rhino. The council is silent at that. Somehow 12 civilians were attacked by wolves in the village. But before they could think on how that was, Rhino continues. Also, there was a scent near the attack that the two knew, said Rhino. Who scent? Asked Shibi. Rhino gulps at that. He then looks at Minato and Kushina almost like he wishes he wasn't about to answer this question. Hana-san and Rin-san believe it was Naruto, Hokage-sama, answered Rhino. The council is silent once again. It was broken by a banshee, my mistake, I mean by Councilwoman Mibuyuki Harunoaka Sakura and Sakuri's mother. I knew he was a monster. He needs to die right now, yelled Mibuyuki. Shut up. My son is not a monster, yelled Kushina. Oh. Then tell me why he killed those civilians, yelled Mibuyuki. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that almost every civilian tried to kill him might have something to do with it. Have you ever thought of that? Asked Minato. Whatever. The Kyuubi brat is not even human anymore. So, he doesn't have any rights. He is just an animal that needs to be reminded that he is nothing in this world, said Mibuyuki. Minato and Makoto had to hold back Kushina from killing the pink-haired banshee. Hiruzen didn't mind the two when they killed the other 6, but Mibuyuki has people in the daimyo's court and couldn't be touched for now. Enough. Minato, Kushina, let's go and see what happened. I doubt Naruto would do this. But we should go and see all the same, said Hiruzen. After calming Kushina down, the council left the chambers to where the attack happened. They arrived to find a large group of shinobi and civilians are looking at the scene. When they see the yondaime, almost everyone is happy to see them. Good morning Hokage-sama, Sum-san, said Rin without turning around. She smelled Hiruzen and Sum coming, so she didn't need to look to know that they are there. Hello Rin-chan. You sure have grown, said Kushina. Rin turns around and sees her sensei and his wife. She starts to cry and runs over and hugs them both. During the third shinobi war, Kiri had placed a large amount of the three-tailed Bijuu's chakra into her. Thankfully, Obito found her and got her to Minato and Kushina and they saved her life. After that she began to fall for Obito. After Minato and Kushina's death they tried to adopt Naruto but had to stop due to Rin becoming pregnant and then when said child was born was threatened by the council. Sensei. Kushina-sama. You're alive. I thought that you died years ago. Oh, Obito will be so happy and so will Kushi, said Rin. Hello Rin. It is good to see you again. You look great, said a smiling Minato. Ahem, as much as this is a heartwarming scene. We need to find out what happened here, said Hiruzen. Right, sorry Hokage-sama. So, this morning me and Hana went out to get some supplies for the vet when we found this, said Rin. She points to what was left of the bodies. Which like Rhino said was not much. All that was left was a few body pieces. 2 arms, 6 legs and 3 heads. Guts and intestines were in different places with someone's appendix on a nearby sign. It is strange too. From one of the heads that we found I know one of the civilians as a heavy-set man. He was around 300 pounds and that was all fat. And he was thrown like a ragdoll based on the damage to his head, said Hana. How do you know this man? Asked Sum. He tried to force himself on me one night when I was drunk from drinking too much with Anko. Fortunately, Itachi helped me out of that, said Hana. Hiruzen is silent as he looks at the damage. Whatever this was, it had to be powerful if it could throw a 300-pound man like nothing. It was then an idea enters his mind. Hana-san. How many wolves are we talking here? Because I doubt a single wolf could kill 12 men in seconds by itself, said Hiruzen. I think 3 or 4 sir. From the looks of the scratch marks there was definitely more than one here, said Hana. It was at this point that someone called out to Minato and Kushina. Dusan, Ka-san, yelled out a voice. The group looks over to see Menma, Naruko, Natsumi, Akemi and Akane walking over to them. Hold up you five. This is no place for any of you. Said Minato. What is going on, Dad? We heard from a few people that Naruto Oni-chan killed some people of the village. We just want to find out if that is true or not. Said Natsumi. The Hokage and clan heads grumble at that. It seems that the elders are spreading rumors about Naruto again. We are in the middle of investigating right now. As it stands, we have no evidence if Naruto did this. Said Minato. Yeah, but if what we were told last night, Naruto Iniki has a lot of reasons to lash out at the village. Said Menma. Well, that is true. We still need to find out if he did and the reason why he did if he did this. Said Minato. Minato, you don't think Naruto would do this on purpose, do you? Asked Kushina with a bit of fear in her voice. She doesn't like the idea of her son killing for no reason. Sure, she and Minato killed those idiots in the council room, but they tried to legitimize hurting her son. And as in Uzumaki family comes first. No. I doubt Naruto would kill for no reason. For all we know, these civilians tried to kill him last night as he was walking home. Said Minato. As the group was talking, another Anbu agent appears in front of Hiruzen. Hokage-sama. A large group of people are mobilizing towards Naruto Uzumaki's home. Said the Anbu agent with a mantis mask. What? Yelled the group. What do you mean, mantis? Yelled Hiruzen. It appears that more than just these 12 people did not make it home last night and blame Naruto for their disappearance. The group is moving to Naruto's apartment as we speak. Weasel, Raccoon and Crow are en route to try and stop them, but due to the large numbers they are waiting for you to tell them what to do. Said Mantis. Very well. Let us go. Said Hiruzen. Alright, you five go back to the compound and wait for us there. Said Minato. No way. Ani-chan is in danger and we want to help. Said Naruko. Naruko, sweetie, listen to your father. We don't want any of you to get hurt. Said Kushina. Mom, Dad, you both trained us to be ninjas. You both told us that family is the most important thing in this world. Naruto has been without any family except for those that helped him all of his life. Right now, he most likely thinks we don't care for him. Let us help you to prove to our brother that we care for him like the family we were meant to be. Said Menma. The group is speechless at that. But bright smiles appear on Minato and Kushina's faces at that as their other children agree with their brother. The clan head and Hiruzen are impressed by Menma's words. Alright then. But you, Naruko and Natsumi need to keep an eye on Akane and Akemi, okay? Said Minato. The teens nod their heads in agreement. Naruto's apartment. Naruto, Kurami and Haku are still in bed, even though it is well past noon by this point. The three had been up late last night and needed the rest. But a tapping at the window was getting their attention. Naruto wakes up to the sound of the tapping and looks to the nearest window to see one of his Nevermores trying to get his attention. Naruto tries to get out of his bed but was stopped by the bodies of Kurami and Haku. Sighing, Naruto makes a shadow clone and switches with it. He goes over to the window to see what the Nevermore wanted. He opens the window and when he does, he sees what the Nevermore was trying to tell him. The villagers are being stupid again, aren't they? Asked Kurami from behind Naruto, naked as the day she was born. Yes. They just won't let up on trying to kill me. They still think that I am you, my dear. But I don't blame you for what has happened to me. The villagers are doing this of their own volition and no one is forcing them to do this. Said Naruto. Kurami smiles at that. She then hugs Naruto with her breasts pressed up against his back. I know, Naruto-kun. I love you so much. Anyone else would have hated me for what had happened to them but not you. The two stay there for a moment until Kurami talks again. So, what are we going to do? We are doing nothing. I am going down there to stop them myself. Said Naruto. I am not letting you go alone, Naruto. I am with you no matter what. Said Kurami with determination in her voice and conviction in her eyes. As am I, Naruto-sama. You have helped me ever since we first met. And you did not ask for anything in return. For that I am eternally grateful. So, if you are going down there to face those fools then I am with you. Said Haku. Naruto looks at both girls and sees that there is no way he is going to stop them. Sigh, I guess that there is nothing to change you minds, right? Naruto asked. Yes, we are with you through hell and back. Said Kumari with Haku nodding her head. Well, alright then. Let's go deal with these idiots. Said Naruto. Hold up, Naruto. I have something for you. Said Kurami. She then forms some chakra and makes some clothes appear in her hands. This is for you. I made this last night while we talked. I don't want my man to walk around like a human target that you can see in the darkest of nights. Naruto looks at it and smiles. Thank you, Kurami. Naruto takes the clothes and kisses Kurami on the cheek. He then goes into the bathroom and puts on his new clothes. While Naruto does that, Kurami and Haku puts on their clothes. Thou Haku does glare mildly at the kitsune girl. Kurami rolls her eyes when she sees Haku glaring. Look, I know that you love Naruto. But Kami told the two of us that he needs to take on multiple wives. And as much as I don't like the idea to share, I also know that he needs as much love in his life after everything he has been through. So, truce for Naruto's sake? Asked Kurami. Haku thinks on this and then nods her head. For Naruto, truce. Haku then shakes Kurami's hand. Naruto then comes out of the bathroom and the girls blush at what they see. Naruto is now wearing a black t-shirt with a red and black coat over it. On the coat is bone-like ornaments like the grimm around his ribs and on the sleeves. He wears black anbu pants with bone pieces on the legs. Naruto now wears red and black combat boots with grimm skulls on the boots. Naruto also has fingerless gloves with a grimm symbol on the back of them. On the back of the coat is the grimm symbol and a picture of a nine-tailed fox with its tails wrapped around the symbol. Naruto is also carrying a grimm mask, a Beowulf mask to be exactly. Well, how do I look? Asked Naruto. Hot. Said Haku. Kurami and Naruto look at her. One with amusement and the other with a bit of shock due to the bluntness from what she said. Haku blushes at the attention. Thank you, Haku-chan. This really fits. Thank you for the gift, Kurami. Said Naruto. Of course, I was inside of you for years. I know all of you measurements, said Kurami with a purr at the end. Naruto and Haku blush brightly at that. They shake it off when they hear the mob getting closer and the yelling was getting louder. As much as I would like to continue this, the idiots will not wait for us. Said Naruto. He then puts on the Beowulf mask. It is time to end this, once and for all. I am done with their stupidity. For years I have had to deal with it and now I am done. Said Naruto. The two girls nod their heads and begin to walk out of the room. Kurami. Don't show your fox features. At least not yet. Let's scare the crap out of them by showing them that they have been wrong for years. Said Naruto with a smirk on his face. Kurami has a fanged grin at that. I like that idea. And if they still act like idiots then we will just deal with them. Said Kurami. Outside of the apartment. The group of Hiruzen, clan heads, Namika's family and Jonin rush to get to Naruto's apartment in time to help him. When they arrive, they see around 60 to 80 civilians ready to attack Naruto's home. Damn it. Why are they doing this? Hiruzen, did you have to reveal that Naruto is the Kyuubi Jinchuriki? Asked Minato. I didn't. Someone else did. After that, I tried to find out who did, but I never could. The people have been like this ever since. Said Hiruzen. Kushina growls at this. No doubt Jiraiya told someone and then it spread like wildfire throughout the village. It was at this point 3 Anbu agents appeared in front of them. The agents are Weasel, Raccoon and Crow. Okajama. Said Raccoon. He then looks and sees his sensei in front of him. Sensei. Is that you? Minato looks at him and realizes who it is. Obito. It is you, isn't it? I see that you are an Anbu now. Nice work. Said Minato with a smile on his face. Weasel looks at Minato with eyes wide open. Not that you can see with the mask on, but whatever. Father? Asked Weasel. Minato and Kushina look at Weasel as he takes off his mask to look at his father. Itachi. You have grown since I last saw you. Said Minato. Itachi smiles a bit. It is good to see you again, father. But I must ask. Why did you not tell mother or me that you were alive? Itachi asked. I sent letters to you and Mikoto. But it seems that Jiraiya was really trying hard to make everyone think that we were dead for some reason. As much as I would like to talk about this now. We need to help your brother. Said Minato. Hi, father. Said Itachi. What is the situation? Asked Hiruzen. It is bad, Hokage-sama. Turns out 15 more people never went home last night. Their bodies were just discovered a few hours ago near Naruto's home. They now blame him and want him dead. Plus, a few seem to know that Minato-sama and Kushina-sama are back in the village and want to kill the demon as they say in their honor. Said Croaka Shishui. I see. Said Hiruzen. He then looks at Naruto's apartment and sees something he has never seen before. Weird-looking birds and bats. Itachi, Shishui, are those your ravens over there by Naruto's apartment? The group looks over and sees the ravens and the bats. They are different due to the bone-like pieces on their bodies. No, Hokage-sama. They are not our summons. We have no idea what they are. Said Itachi. Do you think that they are responsible for the other deaths? Asked Inoichi. We don't know. Said Obito. At this point one of the Ravagers burped up an eyeball onto the ground. The group pales at that. Well, that answers that question. Said Choza. The mob then began to move towards the apartment with the intent to burn the building to the ground and kill Naruto in his home. But just before the group was about to move, Naruto and Ko exits the building. The group sees Naruto and his new look and the girls with him. Whoa. And Nikki looks cool. And the mask is awesome. Said Menma. You know. He wasn't wearing that last night. Said Natsumi. Hiruzen, who are those girls with my baby? Asked Kushina with a bit of suspicion in her voice. Hiruzen shivers at the tone but answers. The girl with black hair is Hakuyuki, the adoptive daughter of Zabuza Mamachi. She came back with Naruto and Team 7 a few days ago after their first C-rank mission turned A-rank mission. Zabuza Mamachi. Why did you not have them come back after they met that monster? Asked Kushina. Kakashi felt that the team could handle the mission. And he was partially correct. Naruto, Satsuki and Sakura did a great job on the mission, but Kakashi tried to put Sasuke in a good light that backfired in his face. Said Hiruzen. I will deal with Kakashi later. Said Kushina in a dangerous tone that had most of the group shiver at that. And the other girl? Asked Minato. Hiruzen shakes his head. I don't know. I have never seen her before. Has anyone seen her before? He asked. The group either shakes their heads or say no. That raises a lot of flags in their minds. An unknown girl in the village and with Naruto is not a good thing. But before they do anything else a person in the mob speaks up. So, the demon has come out to meet his end. And with his whore as well. Said one idiot. And look, he now dresses like the demon he is. Said another idiot. Naruto looks at the idiots with nothing but anger and contempt. At this point a Nevermore and Ravager fly over to him and land on his right and left shoulder respectively. And now you show your demonic pets. This just proves our points. You are a blight on this great village and need to be put down. Yelled the lead idiot. As the group was about to move, Naruto began to laugh at the mob. Ha 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 ha. Did I just funny? I cannot believe that you people really think that I am a monster just because the Kyuubi was inside of me. I never had a choice in the matter of what happened to me, you idiots. And I know that the Yondaime did not want this to happen. Yelled Naruto. Shut up. The Yondaime chose you since you're just an orphan. A worthless nobody that no one will love, now or ever. Yelled another idiot. The group is furious at that comment. But there was something that Naruto said that got their attention. Naruto said that the fox was sealed inside of him. Did the fox somehow escape? If it did, then where is it? That is not true. Me and Kurami love Naruto with all of our hearts. And so, do many others in this village. You people are just blind to Naruto and only see the fox and not him. Yelled Haku. You and the other whore next to you don't count. You both have been tainted by him and are no longer humans. You're just a monster that will die, especially if you are carrying his child. Said another idiot. Naruto growled at them for that comment. His eyes changed color from blue to grim red. It seems that you will not see reason. Very well. But I am going to give you all one last chance. Leave now and no one will be harmed. Said Naruto. The group is weary at the threat but they agree with Naruto on this. The mob just threatened his friends with death and he still tries to stop this with peace. But something tells them that it will be for naught. Ha! We outnumber you. And we are not afraid of you nor the Kyuubi in your gut. And the Yondaime and the Sandaime stand with us. The people of Konoha. We are the chosen people of Kami and we will no longer live in fear of you. Raved the lead idiot. Minato and Hiruzen is furious at that. Like hell they are with this group of morons. But before they can go down and stop this, Naruto speaks again. And what he says scares everyone who hears it. Ho ho. You hear the Kurami. They don't fear the Kyuubi anymore. Why don't we test that, shall we? Asked Naruto with a grin under his mask. Kurami grins like a mad woman. I agree. Let's see if they truly don't fear the Kyuubi anymore. And with that Kurami lets out her fox features. And it was in that moment the fear of the Kyuubi is brought back into the souls of the civilians who stood in front of Naruto and Co. The civilians and shinobi alike are shaking in fear. The Kyuubi somehow got out of Naruto. And it looks like she is listening to him. The shinobi can't tell if that is a good thing or not. Well, the civilians practically crap their pants in fear. Well. It seems that they are still afraid of you, my dear Vixen. All that bluster and they still fear you when in front of you. Said Naruto with great amusement in his voice. Said Vixen is enjoying the fear on the civilians' faces. Oh, I agree, my Grimm. I do love the look of fear on their faces. As they should. But some of the idiots get somewhat of a backbone and start to talk back to them. It doesn't matter. We still will kill you and you whore next to you. We are the chosen people. And we will not fall to a monster like you. Yelled the lead goon as the rest of the mob starts to yell in agreement with him. Naruto is now through with these idiots. So, you still wish to hurt me and those I love, huh? Then I will stop you all. I will protect those I love. For that is my ninja way. Yelled Naruto at the top of his lungs. At this point his whole body begins to glow. His eyes glaze over for just a second. And in this moment his semblance is revealed to him. The Nevermore and Ravager fly off Naruto's shoulders and go back to the others. Naruto then looks to Haku. Haku-chan. Do you trust me with your life? Asked Naruto. Haku looks into Naruto's eyes and answers with not a shred of doubt in her voice. For the rest of time and beyond. Naruto smiles and places his hand on her shoulder. They both begin to glow brightly. When the light faded, only one person was left in their place. The person looks like Naruto, but now has long black and blonde hair. His eyes are blue in the right and black in the left. As one we stand to freeze all who stand in our way, said the person in both Naruto and Haku's voice. Naruto Haku then look at the villagers and begin to speak. We have given you multiple times to walk away. But you still insist in hurting us and those we love. No more. We will not let you nor anyone else to hurt those we love. We will not let anyone walk all over us anymore. Naruto Haku then used their magic abilities to put the Nevermores and Ravagers away, but to also summon 10 Beowulfs with an Alpha Beowulf and 10 Ursa and an Alpha Ursa as well. The two groups are shocked to see this. Somehow Naruto had not only fused with Haku somehow, but also summoned these beasts without hand signs. It was at this point that Rin and Hana smell something. Okizama. Those wolves. They are the same kind that killed the first 12. Said Rin. Are you sure, Rin-chan? Asked Minato. Yes, sensei. I am sure. There is no doubt now. Naruto must have summoned those wolves to kill those men. Said Rin. Okizama. What do we do? Asked Hiashi. Hiruzen is silent for a moment. As he thinks on what to do, his thinking is broken by Kushina. I know what I am doing. I am going to help my son. I don't care what has happened to him now or that he summoned those animals. He is still my son and I have a lot to make up for. And this is the right thing to do. I will not sit back as my son is attacked by those stupid idiots. Said Kushina. The group is shocked by this for just a moment. Minato then speaks. I agree, Kushina. He is our son and he needs us. I am with you no matter what. Says Minato. If you're going down there, sensei. Then so am I. Says Rin. And if my wife is going, then so am I. I will not let my godbrother fight alone, not anymore. Said Obito. I will fight for my brother. As is my job as the older brother. Said Itachi. And I am with you as well. Says Mikoto as she readies her katana. The rest of the group also agrees with him. Hiruzen can only look on with pride in his body. Even now with the reveal of the Kyuubi out of Naruto and still people stand by his side. Then let's go down there and help Naruto. Says Hiruzen. Menma. Keep your siblings here and do not watch this. That is an order. Said Minato. The Namikaze children know that tone and know to not go against it. They all nod their heads in agreement but ask to make sure that Naruto comes out in one piece. The parents nod their heads at that. The mob was about to attack when the shinobi entered the fray. Okizama. What are you doing? Why are you siding with the demon? Asked a lead goon. The only demons here are you. I have told you all that Naruto is not the Kyuubi nor a demon. And even with the evidence right in front of your damn faces, you all still believe that he is a demon. No more. I will not let anyone hurt my surrogate grandson anymore. I should have done this years ago, but now I will fix my mistakes on this day. Everyone. The people in front of you are traitors of the village and its principles, and they must be put down. Says Hiruzen. Naruto Haku look on and see all those who stand by his side. It brings tears to their eyes to see this. They wipe the tears away and ready themselves for the fight with Kurami right next to them. The civilians stood no chance against the combined force of shinobi and the Grimm. Many were torn apart by the Grimm with the Beowulfs and Ursa helping the shinobi in killing their master's enemies. The clan heads ripped right through the idiot civilians with ease. They all hated what happened to Naruto and now they can vent a lot of frustrations. Minato and Kushina worked with Naruto Haku and Kurami respectively. It was an odd sight to see. Especially when Kurami made a comment to Kushina about fighting by her side once again. After a good 5 minutes the mob was put down with no survivors. The Grimm were sent back to their summon realm until they were need once again. It was at this point that Naruto had unfused with Haku. Haku was extremely tired, but nothing that a good amount of rest won't fix. As Naruto helped Haku, his parents came over to him. Naruto. Said Minato, getting his attention. I know that what I did caused a lot of problems for you and I know that no amount of apologizing or anything will fix what happened to you. And for that I won't blame you if you never forgive me. Naruto looks into his father's eyes as he talks. He moves over to his father and then Naruto punches him in the face. The group winces at the impact, but Naruto had every right to do it. But what Naruto does next was something not many were going to expect. Naruto then wraps his father into a hug. It is true that what you did caused a lot of problems. But you didn't ask for this to happen to me. I know that you love me, father. If it wasn't for you or mom I wouldn't be here right now and for that I will always love you. Said Naruto with tears falling down his face. Minato hugs his son back as his own tears fall down his face. Kushina runs in and hugs her husband and her son, with tears also falling down her face as she holds her son for the first time in 14 years. It was then when the rest of the Uzumaki Namikaze family run into the hug with tears falling down their faces as well. For the first time in years they are whole. They are a family now and forever. To be continued. Chapter 3 Changes and New Teams. Konoha Council Chambers. It had been an hour since the slaughter in front of Naruto's apartment and since he forgave his family for what happened to him. He did tell them that while he has forgiven them, he still wants his pound of flesh on the one who made his life miserable in the first place. His parents agreed since they too want a pound of flesh from Jiraiya. Now Naruto, Haku and Kurami are in the council chambers with Hiruzen, the clan heads and Naruto's family. The two civilians were removed from the room since this doesn't concern them, and the elders were removed due to their blatant hatred for Naruto. And those in the room all want answers to Naruto's new summons, his power, and how Kurami got out of the seal. So, Naruto-kun. I have to admit, I am worried about you. Said Hiruzen. If you're talking about Kurami then you don't need to worry. While she is out of my body, she is still connected to it. Said Naruto. Kurami then parts her kimono to show her necklace around her neck. Some of the men blush at the large breasts on the kitsune girl, but a few hits to their heads stop that. Naruto, how did you do this? I made that seal to not be altered. So, how did you change it? Asked Minato. He like his wife were curious as to how their son did this. To answer your question, I didn't. Said Naruto. Then who did Sachi? The only ones who could would be me, your father and Jiraiya. And since we had just gotten to the village last night and Jiraiya was the one to make your life miserable, I doubt that he would do this. Said Kushina. Naruto and Kurami look at each other and try to figure out how to explain to the group of how this happened. But I was Kurami who speaks up. Okage-sama. In order for you to understand all of this, everyone in the room must keep an open mind. We both know that this will seem like a load of crap, but I swear on all 9 of my tails that what me and Naruto will tell you is 100% true. Said Kurami. The council is silent at that declaration. Hiruzen looks into the fox girl's eyes and sees no deception in them. Very well then. We will listen to your tale. Well, I do not trust you, Kyuubi, I do trust Naruto-kun. And if he tells me that what you two are going to say is true, then I will hear you both out. Said Hiruzen. Naruto and Kurami nod their heads at that. Naruto begins to explain all that happened last night, from when he was asked to appear to the Hokage Tower and to the reveal of his parents. To when he ran into the forest of death to his secret treehouse to calm down. After that, Kurami began to explain everything that happened to Naruto when he met Kami and the 2 gods from another realm. To the gifts the 3 gods gave him. By the end of the story, multiple thoughts were going through people's head. The women had their pride swell to great heights when they heard that Kami is a woman. While Shikaku just slammed his head on the table multiple times, muttering troublesome each and every time he hit his head. The rest of the men were also jealous that Naruto got a kiss from the goddess. But the main thing that got their attention were the powers that Naruto was given. Naruto, you said that Kami-sama gave you 2 bloodlines, right? Asked Minato. Yes. The dead bone pulse and the crystal release. She said that they would help me with the powers I was given by light and dark. The dead bone pulse would help me have better control over the grimm and help with different abilities I may think of. Well, the crystal release will help with the dust gift. Said Naruto. And what is this dust gift? I doubt it would have anything to do with actual dust. Asked Shibi. Naruto then makes a red dust crystal in his hand in the size of his palm. The council is surprised to see the crystal. From the knowledge that Dark left me, dust is a power source for the world of Remnant. It fuels the world's armies and the homes of every citizen in the world. It was thanks to this that the people of Remnant are able to fight against the grimm that would try to kill them. Dust comes in 2 forms, a crystal and powder, and comes in different elements. The crystal in my hand is a fire crystal. Said Naruto. The council is interested about this dust. If it could help an entire world fight off these grimm and power an entire civilization, then it must be powerful. This is an amazing thing, Naruto, but I worry about the elders and what is left of the civilians. No doubt the moment that they hear that you have these abilities, then they will seek to control you in many more ways. Said Hiruzen. Like hell am I going to let those old farts nor those idiots to control my son for a second longer. Yelled Kushina. Calm down, Kushina. I don't like it any more than you, but the elders and not to mention Mibukki does have a lot of pull in the daimyo's court. We need some way to protect Naruto from them. Said Hiruzen. The council is silent for a moment, trying to help Naruto from the corruption of the elders and the civilians. Well, we could place Naruto in the CRA. He does have 2 new bloodlines that the village does not have, and if he is in it, then the elders and the civilians can't touch him. Said Shibi. Minato had to agree with the idea, while Kushina was a little against the idea, but she did not want her son to be stuck in a situation that could cause even more problems later. Plus, Shikaku did mention that the council could activate it at a later time and force different women into Naruto's life that did not love him. After a few hours, they all agreed that Naruto would be placed into the CRA for his own safety. With him in it, Naruto is not only protected from the old fools who wish to see him as nothing but a weapon, but it also stops the civilians from forcing anyone or anything on him. For now, he was just in the program with no one asked to be his wife at this time. After that the meeting ended and everyone went home. After gathering everything of Naruto and Haku's, the two moved into the Namikaze compound. For the next few days, the family worked hard in repairing the void that was placed between them by Jiraiya. Kushina had actually liked to spend time with Haku after getting to know her. As did Naruko and Natsumi, with Akemi and Akane calling Haku One-chan after a few days. With Kurami it was a little weird to say the least. But after talking with her, the family and the clan heads agreed that she was not a threat to the village so long as she was linked to Naruto. It was 4 days later when another important event happened in the village. The day when Tsunade returned to the village. Konoha Hospital. The group of 5 if you count the pig, walked towards the hospital to heal the Sandaime Hokage of his bad back problems. "I cannot believe that I am back in the village. I had hoped to never return to this place," said Tsunade. "But Tsunade-sama, surely you can't ignore the Sandaime's request for help with his back, can you?" asked Shizune with taunting in agreement. "Come on Ka-san. I know you don't like it here anymore after losing so much, but even you can't ignore your Hippocratic oath," said Mito. This is Tsunade's and Dan Kato's daughter of 14 years old. She looks like Tsunade when she was younger, but has her father's pale blue hair color and his green eyes. "I always wanted to see Konoha. Is it okay to look around while you heal the old man?" asked Nawaki. This is Tsunade's and Dan Kato's son of 11 years old. He looks like his namesake, but with his mother's blonde hair and brown eyes. Now I know what you're all thinking. How did these two come into existence since their father has been dead for years? Simple, Dan Kato, like many other male shinobi who had lovers, had his sperm put on ice on the chance that he did not make it back home. After his death, Tsunade found out about the sperm from a drunk Jiraiya. After beating the pervert into the ground for hiding it from her, Tsunade took the sperm. But due to her advanced age she herself couldn't carry any children. But Shizune volunteered to carry Tsunade's children in the hopes of not only her uncle's legacy to live on, but to help the Senju clan have another chance at life. "No Nawaki. After I heal the Sandaime we are leaving. I don't want to stay for the day or any longer," said Tsunade. "Oh, but Ka-san," whined Nawaki. "Stop complaining, brat. If Ka-san doesn't want to stay, then we don't stay," said Mito. The group enters the hospital. As they do, the doctors and nurses give the female Senju a wide berth. Tsunade asks where the Sandaime is in the hospital and was told that he was on the top floor in room 857. Thanking the nurse, they head up. As they make their way to the room, Tsunade can't help but feel uneasy. Earlier that day she won a small amount of money. Not a lot, but enough to keep the group afloat for a few days. Tsunade opened the door and was shocked to not see the Sandaime, but Kushina and Minato. As soon as Tsunade and her group enters the room, it was sealed by powerful Fuinjutsu seals that covered the room. "Hello Tsunade. We need to talk," said Minato. Minato?" Kushina. "How? I thought that you were dead," asked a startled Tsunade. "Not dead. Just away for a time due to what happened on that night," said Minato. Tsunade is shocked at this. Some of the people that she thought that she lost were actually alive. But before she could be happy about this, Kushina spoke in a dark tone. "Now Tsunade. Maybe you can explain why you didn't raise my son like we asked when we made you his godmother," said Kushina with a dark tone. Tsunade looks at Kushina with confusion. "What do you mean? I was told that you, Minato, and your son died years ago," she said. But then realization creeps onto her face. "Oh Kami. Your son is alive, isn't he?" Minato and Kushina look at each other and nod. "Yes. All of our children are alive." Tsunade, on that night Kushina gave birth to 4 children. 2 boys and 2 girls. After the Kyuubi escaped I had no choice but to seal the Kyuubi away. I placed the soul into our oldest son Naruto and put 3 taels worth of power in the others. After the sealing was complete, the power in Naruko, Natsumi and Menma tried to leave and return to the soul in Naruto. But the process was killing all of our babies. We tried to stop it, but we couldn't," said Kushina. "Afterwards, we had no choice but to spirate the 4 of them for a long time. We asked Jiraiya to help raise Naruto and to contact you to help him. But when we returned a few days ago, we find out that neither Jiraiya nor you had raised Naruto in the slightest. So, care to tell us why that is?" asked Minato. Tsunade is shocked to hear all of this, but even more by the angry tones both Minato and Kushina are using against her. "Minato, Kushina, on the day I was supposed to be here to help with your children's birth, Shizune went into labor with Mito. When we finally got here 2 days later, we were told by Jiraiya that you both died and that your child died with you. I had no idea that any of you were alive. I swear had I known I would have raised any of your children like they were my own," said Tsunade. Minato and Kushina look into Tsunade's eyes and see guilt and sorrow at failing to help Naruto and anger at Jiraiya for lying to her. "So, you have no idea where Jiraiya is at this time?" asked Minato. "No, I haven't seen him in years. Not since the day I was told of your deaths," said Tsunade. Both parents eye at that. Jiraiya has sunk more of his fangs in more people and caused more pain. But the question is why? Why is Jiraiya doing this? For now, the question will remain a mystery. For now, the most important thing to do now is to start fixing his mess. After that, Minato and Kushina was able to convince Tsunade and her group to remain in Konoha. Turns out that many of the doctors were ignoring their oath to help anyone who needs it. Mainly on Naruto. Tsunade went right to work in fixing that problem. It involved a lot of broken bones and people being punched out of the hospital into the sky. Tsunade got to meet Naruto and the other Uzumaki Namikaze and Uchiha children, and she enjoyed every minute. Even if Menma and Naruto liked to call her Bachan all the time. Tsunade was happy to have a family once again after so much time. Days later the daimyo had arrived in Konoha to find out what truly happened on the night of the Kyuubi attack. He was both overjoyed to find two of his best friends alive and well along with their children, and enraged by the fact that Jiraiya lied to his face and that someone in his court helped him. Hiruzen and Minato knew that there was no way that Jiraiya could do all of this without any help in a high place in the government and what is higher than the daimyo's court. The daimyo said that he would launch a massive investigation to find out who helped Jiraiya. He also wanted to meet the Kyuubi to get her side of the story. Kurami went before the daimyo and explained what happened the night of the attack. After hearing everything he declared that Kurami was not at fault of her actions and forgiven for the damage that was done. The civilians, who at this point were able to get new members for the council since they didn't want to lose any power, tried to fight this, saying that the Kitsune girl should be punished and put in a breeding program as compensation for what she did. Naruto, who was with Kurami when they made that remark, shot crystal daggers at the councils. He warned them that Kurami was his friend and that he would protect her no matter what. The daimyo thankful was able to shut up the civilians and stated that the Kitsune girl was under Naruto's jurisdiction and no one else. The council had no choice but to concede at that since to go against the daimyo is a one-way ticket to the guillotine. By order of the daimyo, Minato was made the Hokage once again since even after 14 years he could still kick everyone's ass without missing a beat. Minato then went on to fix a lot of problems within the village. From the academy to the police force since both had suffered major budget cuts for no reason. He and Kushina also had a long talk with Kakashi. Mainly about his poor teaching skills. Flashback Hokage office day after Minato became the Hokage once again. In the office at Kakashi as he shifted uncomfortably. It was to be expected. His former sensei and his hot-headed wife are glaring at the one-eyed pervert. "Kakashi," said Minato, getting the man to look at his sensei. "Can you explain as to why you have gone against my teachings but I haven't, sensei?" said Kakashi. "Oh? And when did I ever ignore Rin or even Obito in their training? Or give you private training while leaving my two other students to do teamwork exercises or chakra control?" asked Minato as his anger grew. "Sasuke has the best chances to be a shinobi with Satsuki being right behind him. Sakura is just a bookworm that can't put anything into action," said Kakashi as he tries to defend his actions. "And what about Naruto-chan? What about him?" asked Kushina with gritted teeth. Kakashi looks at Kushina with his one eye and sees that she is just one word away from punching him. Sighing since it was just a matter of time, he spoke up. "Naruto has no skill in being a ninja. He may be your son but he has none of your skills. He is a shame to the both of you," said Kakashi. Not a second later he was punched but not by Kushina but by Minato. Kakashi looks at his sensei with a wide eye. "That is a load of bullshit and you know it. I read the reports about Naruto, both from his academy days and the mission he just came back on. Naruto was sabotaged in the academy his entire time there. And it was thanks to Naruto that the wave mission was a success. He was able to convince Abusa to help you to kill Geto and free Wave from his tyranny. And it is thanks to Naruto that the Bridge Builders family is still alive since you decided to leave them without anyone to look after them. The only reason they are alive right now was because Naruto left a small army of shadow clones to guard the Builder's house. And afterwards you tried to make it look at Sasuke was the one who did all of that," said Minato. "But sensei," said Kakashi. "Be silent," roared Minato. Kakashi fell to the ground from the killer intent coming off both Kushina and Minato at this point. "I am appalled and enraged at what you have done, Kakashi. You had not one but 4 students in Sasuke, Sakura, Satsuki and Naruto. 2 of which are my children and you decide that only Sasuke is worthy of your time. As of right now you are no longer the sensei of Team 7. And due to his own psychological problems, Sasuke is also off the team and put in the reserves. You are to leave the members of Team 7 alone, Kakashi." Should you do anything against them, I will have your Sharingan eye removed from your skull. Now get out," said Minato. Kakashi can do nothing but nod his head and leave the room. But as he does, he can't help but blame Naruto for all of this. Damn demon. This isn't right. Sensei wasn't supposed to come back for a few more months. By then Naruto would have been broken to the point that Sensei would have had to kill him and drag the Kyuubi into hell. I need to inform Jiraiya-sama about all of this. I do hope Danzo-sama has another plan for all of this, thought Kakashi as he leaves. After Kakashi leaves, Kushina speaks to Minato. "Do you think he is with Jiraiya?" Kushina asks. "Not doubt. But with no proof we can't hold him. No doubt he has some way of contacting Jiraiya." "How long until the seals are in place around the village?" asked Minato. "A few more days. Thankfully, Naruto is a quick study in the art of Fuinjutsu. With his help along with Menma, Naruko and Itsumi, we will have the alert seals all around the village. There will be no way that Jiraiya or anyone else will get into or out of the village undetected," said Kushina with a smile on her face. Minato also smiled at his wife. Ever since the family got back together, they had spent almost every minute with each other, all three sides of the family from the Uzumaki to the Uchiha and the Senju. "Good. When the field is up, we will have an edge over Jiraiya and anyone who is with him," said Minato. "I agree. So, what are you going to do with Team 7 and our children?" asked Kushina. Minato smirks a bit at his wife. He then takes out a few folders. "I have a few ideas." The folders have the pictures of Naruto, Menma, Naruko, Natsumi, Sakura, Satsuki, Mito and Haku on them, along with Obito and Rin as well. Flashback over. After that, Team 7 was reworked. Naruto and Sasuke were removed from the team, while Mito were put on as a new teammate. It took a lot of convincing from Minato, Kushina, Shizune and Mito herself, but they were able to convince Tsunade to let Mito join Team 7. Team 7's new sensei is Rin Uchiha, and so far, she had been a better teacher than Kakashi. Menma, Naruko and Natsumi made up the new Team 11 with Obito as their sensei. While they were trained by their parents, they also needed others to give them new materials to work with. Plus, unlike Kakashi, Obito actually wanted to teach a team mainly Naruto's, but the civilians wouldn't let him since he would actually make Naruto stronger. While Naruto and Haku make up the incomplete Team 12 with Kushina as their sensei. The only reason they don't have Kurami as a teammate is due to a technicality. Since she is a Biju and not a ninja, she can't be considered a teammate, so they are short one member until they can find one. Training ground 44 3 days later. Right now, Team 7, 11 and 12 are in a massive free-for-all. With jutsus and all manner of powers going off. Menma was using his father's taijutsu style called the hummingbird style to fight off his brother, who is using his own taijutsu style from the grimm summons called breakpoint. The hummingbird uses fast movements to weaken their opponents, while breakpoint uses one's own strength to crush any defense of their enemies. While Haku and Kurami were fight Naruko, Natsumi and Team 7 in a tag team with ice and fire flying through the air from them. While chakra chains and many other jutsus being fired off by the Uzumaki girls and fire jutsus coming from Satsuki, while Sakura and Mito threw kunai and shuriken at their opponents. The fight was going on for a good hour with no side giving an inch. Naruto even used his dead bone pulse and crystal release on his brother to throw him for a loop. The battle finally ended when Tsunade punched the ground to get everyone's attention. "Alright, I think that is enough for one day. I don't think the training ground can take much more punishment," said Tsunade. The students look around to see the damage that they caused. Craters, trees fallen over, and boulders are now pebbles and a few fires as well. Along with an entire armory of kunai and shuriken around the area. "Damn. I think we overdid it," said Menma. "Nah. I once saw a training ground turned into a crater by this one jonin in a matter of minutes." "Of course, she was pissed about something," said Naruto. "What was she pissed about?" asked Menma. He was then smacked upside the back of his head by his sisters. "Ow. What was that for?" "You never ask why a lady is angry," said Naruko. "Yeah. You should know already why a lady is upset and how to help her right away," said Natsumi. The women nod their heads while the men grumble about the unfairness of women logic. "Now then, we should go over to the tower and get a few missions," said Rin. "Are you sure, Rin?" asked Tsunade. "Ha-san. I know that you are worried about me, but I am a ninja. And I will be careful, you did teach me almost everything I know," said Mito with a small smirk. Tsunade sighs but smiles at her daughter. "I know, Mito-chan. But I don't want to lose you. But you are right, you're a ninja now. Just be careful out there and watch your teammates' backs." Mito nods her head at her mother. "So, how have you been, Naruto? It has been almost a week since we last saw each other," asked Sakura. "I have been good. How are things at home?" asked Naruto with a bit of apprehension. Naruto knows that Sakura doesn't get along with her sister nor her mother anymore. Sakura sighs in annoyance. It's been bad. My mother has been a lot angrier and Sakura has not been helping. They are still angry that your father removed Sasuke from active duty. And I can see it in their eyes that they are not happy with me at all. Satsuki puts her hand on the pinket. It's going to be okay, Sakura. Should you ever need it we will help you. She said with a smile. That goes for us as well. We got your back, Sakura. Said Naruto. Everyone in the group nods their heads at the pinket. Said pinket nods her head in agreement. Well, isn't that sweet? Seems we don't need to worry about them not have each other's backs. Said Obito. Yeah, they really do have this village beliefs in them. Said Kushina. Yeah. Come on guys, let's go get some missions. And don't worry, they won't be D ranks. Said Obito. The group, genin and adults all cheer at that. Hey, no one wants D rank missions, they suck. Hokage Tower. Minato was in his office working and defeating the bane of all Hokages, that is paperwork. Using shadow clones, he is able to defeat the foul beast, no matter how hard it tries. In the room is Iruka and Hiruzen with the missions for the day. When the door opens they see Team 7, 11 and 12, along with their senseis and Tsunade coming into the room. Good morning everyone. Let me guess, you all want a mission, right? Asked Minato with a smile. That is right, Minato Koi. Do you have any C rank missions right now? Asked Kushina. Actually, we have 3 right now. Said Iruka. He takes out a few scrolls and gives them to Minato. Ah, yes. We have 2 escort missions and 1 extermination mission. One mission is to escort a messenger to a mine village that Fire Country was at treaty with. Another is to escort the daimyo's wife back to the capital and make sure her cat goes with her. And the last one is to take care of some bandits near the border of the land of waterfalls. So, who wants which? Asked Minato. The senseis talk with each other to figure out which team gets which mission. While they do that, the genin talk amongst each other. So, which mission do you think we are going to get? Asked Menma. I don't really care. Just something to get out of the village. Said Satsuki. I really hope it's one of the escort missions. I know we didn't have a good first mission, but I still hope that it will be easy this time. Said Sakura. It's going to be fine, Sakura. But to be honest, I also hope we get one of the escort missions, if nothing but to calm my mom down. Said Mito. Your mom will calm down in time, Mito. She just needs to relax a bit. Said Naruto. I don't think that is going to happen, Naruto. I mean, Tsunade has lost a lot of people in her life. I don't want to know what she would do if she lost you or your brother, Mito. Said Natsumi. I know. And I don't know what I would do if I lost Mom, Shizune or Nawaki. Said Mito with a sad look on her face. Menma walks over and gives her a hug. It is going to be okay, Mito. Like we all said, we got each other's backs. So, we'll watch each other and our missions will go smoothly. The group nods their heads at that. While that was going on, the senseis finally agreed on which mission they are going to do. Okay, we have decided on which missions we are doing. Said Kushina. Team 7 will go with a messenger to the mine village. Said Rin. Team 11 will escort the daimyo's wife to the capital. Said Obito. And Team 12 will head down near the land off waterfalls to take care of the bandits. Said Kushina. Very well. Good luck on the missions and expect to see you all when you return. Said Minato. The teams nod their heads and leave the room with only Minato, Iruka, Hiruzen and Tsunade left in it. So, Tsunade, how is the situation at the hospital? Asked Minato. Tsunade growls at the question. It's a shit show there. In all my years as a medic and doctor I can say I have seen a lot in the works of malpractice, but what the idiots did at our own hospital takes the fucking cake. It is going to take me weeks to fix the mess and even longer to get it back up to where it should have been. Said Tsunade. The 3 men sigh at that. The corruption of the village shows itself once again, and in the one place that is supposed to be a sanctuary for everyone who needs to be healed. I am sorry, Tsunade. If only I had been stronger. Said Hiruzen. You are not at fault in this, sensei. You should have stayed retired years ago. But thanks to Jiraiya, Minato and Kushina had to leave for years to protect their children. After that the council had been taking too much power from you and you couldn't stop them. Said Tsunade. I agree. Plus, there is something I wish to discuss with all of you. Said Minato. What is it, Hokage-sama? Asked Iruka. I went back and looked at my notes for the seal I used for the Kyuubi years ago. When I did, I noticed something. Said Minato. What is it? Asked Hiruzen. Someone tampered with my seal. Days before my children were born. Said Minato. What? Yelled Tsunade, Hiruzen and Iruka. That is right. Someone altered the seal before I put it on my children. Once the seal was placed, no one, except for a god apparently, can modify or change the seal. But someone changed it before I used it. Somehow someone knew the Karami was going to be released that night and they modified the one seal I had that could seal her away. This is too much of a coincidence to be an accident. said Minato. I agree. But for what end? Asked Hiruzen. I have a theory on that. The modifications on the seal would force the power I put in Naruto, Natsumi and Menma back into Naruto, and the process would kill all four of them. I believe they wanted me and Kushina out of the village for a certain amount of time. And in that time, you Hiruzen would take the hat back, and while you would do everything in your power to help Naruto, they would take more and more power away from you as Hokage. Making you a figurehead. Said Minato. That makes sense. When I tried to help Naruto, I lost more of my power as Hokage. And all attempts in taking that power back failed. But with you as Hokage and the daimyo now looking into the corruption in his court, those responsible will go to ground and no doubt try to escape. Said Hiruzen. Yes. But not right away. No doubt they would still try and keep whatever power they have until they no longer have it. For now, we can only wait until they make their next move or until we get Jiraiya. Said Minato. The group nods their heads at that. Well, I need to get to the hospital. I need to heal a jonin of his coughing fits. Said Tsunade. Southgate 1 hour later. Okay, you three, ready to go? Asked Kushina. Ready, Ka-san. Said Naruto in his grim outfit with Kurami in her fox form around his neck. Ready, sensei. Said Haku. Let's go already. I want to shed some blood. Said Kurami, who then purred when Naruto scratched behind her ears. Kushina rolls her eyes at Kurami. Okay, it will take us at least a few days to get to the Taki border. Or, we could fly there with my summons. Offered Naruto. Are you sure, Naruto? Asked Kushina. Yeah. Plus, the sooner we get there the sooner we stop those bandits. Said Naruto. I agree with Naruto-sama. Those bandits need to be stopped. Said Haku. Okay. Alright, Naruto. Bring out a few grimm and let's get going. Said Kushina. Naruto nods his head. He then uses his magic to bring out some new grimm they had not seen before. The grimm look like giant cats with wings. Sachi. What kind of grimm are these? Asked Kushina. They are called sphinxes. Powerful grimm that can fly great distances and they can breathe fire. Said Naruto. As if to demonstrate, the three sphinxes let out some fire from their mouths. Kushina and Haku are impressed by the scene. They then each get onto a sphinx and fly towards the border of Taki. Near the border. The three sphinxes with their passengers flew towards where the bandits were last seen. As they grew closer, Kurami felt someone. Someone she had not felt in years, not even before she was sealed away into Shadame's wife years ago. Naruto notices this and asks. Kurami. What's wrong? I sense someone. I think one of my siblings are nearby. Said Kurami. Which one? Asked Naruto. I believe it is my brother the Nanabi. Said Kurami. Naruto then yells over to his mother. Hey, Ka-san. Which village has the Nanabi? I believe it was to Kikugar. Why do you ask, Sachi? Asked Kushina. Kurami senses her brother the Nanabi nearby. Said Naruto. Then it's Jinchuriki is nearby. They may be after the bandits as well. Said Kushina. But Kurami senses that is not the case. She can feel that her brother is in pain because his Jinchuriki is in pain as well. I don't think so. I think they may be in trouble. Said Kurami. The grimm then let out a roar. Naruto knows that they sense dark emotions, from anger to fear even to dark intent. The sphinxes must have found the bandits. The grimm have found the bandits. And if the Nanabi's Jinchuriki is in pain, then they must be with the bandits. We need to help them. Said Naruto. Right. Said Kushina and Haku. But the bandits. In the camp of bandits is a girl around the age of 14. She has tanned skin and green hair. This is the Jinchuriki of the Nanabi Fu, formerly of Taki. Fu has not had a good life. She wasn't even allowed to live in the village, just in a small hut on the outskirts of the village. The people of Taki would regularly attack Fu for no reason except to make her feel lower than dirt. She barely had any clothes or food. There were times she wished she could just die. But she did have a friend, the Biju, that lives inside of her. She thought that her life couldn't get any worse until some members of the village council sold her to these bandits. Demei had done his best to help the girl he sees as his best friend, but even he has limits. Right now, the two are stuck in a small cage in the lead bandit's tent. Fu is terrified right now since the bandit told her that she was now his plaything. And due to the seals that stupid white-haired old man put on her before she was sold, she is unable to escape. Demei, what are we going to do? Asked Fu as tears fell down her face. I don't know, Fu. If the seals weren't on you, I would say to escape and find a new place to live. But right now, I can do nothing but watch as this happens. Said Jamei. Jamei. I'm scared. I don't want this to happen. Fu said as more tears fell down her face. Demei can only curse to himself and the humans that have hurt his friend. He has wondered what his father, the sage of six paths, saw in humans. But before he can question his father, he senses someone. Someone he hasn't sensed in years. And this someone gives him hope. He puts all the power he can muster and sends out a pulse in a hope that the person feels it. "Demei, what did you do?" asked Fu when she felt the pulse. "Calling my sister for help," said Chimay. Before she can ask what he means, a massive roar shakes the ground. "Rwire." Fu is shocked to hear such a roar. She had never heard such a roar and she lived in a forest her whole life. She then hears the bandits yelling outside. "What the fuck are those things? Who gives a fuck? Just kill them." "Damn it. Shinobi. Kill them." "Hami, damn it, that girl is using ice." "Ah. Kill the guy. He controls crystals." "Gah." Fu continues to hear the sounds of battle for a few minutes until it finally stops when she hears the bandit leader plead for mercy, but from the sounds of it, he didn't get it. The front of the tent then opens for her to see a boy around her age wearing some kind of mask and with a fox around his neck walk in and open the cage and help her out. "Are you okay?" asked her savior. Fu looks into his eyes and blushes a little at them. She sees worry and concern in them along with hope in them. "Yes, I am okay." "Who are you?" asked Fu. Her savior removes his mask and smiles at her and she blushes even more. "Name's Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Nice to meet you, Jinchuriki of the Nanabi." A few minutes ago. Team 12 was nearing the bandit camp with the Grimm getting more agitated as they grew closer. The Grimm smell fear and sorrow and it draws them in. When the bandit camp comes into range, Kushina speaks up. "Naruto, Haku, we need to kill all of the bandits. They cannot be allowed to live, is that understood?" asked Kushina. "Yes, sensei," said both Naruto and Haku. It was at this point that Kurami and Naruto felt the pulse from Chimay. "Chimay. Naruto, we need to get down there now," yelled Kurami. Naruto nods and has the Sphinxes dive down to the ground. When they hit the ground, they let out an ear-busting roar. "Rwire." The Sphinxes then charge at 3 of the bandits and bit them in half before they can scream in pain. The Sphinxes then light some of the bandits on fire. "What the fuck are those things? Who gives a fuck? Kill them." Naruto, Haku and Kushina jump off the backs of the Sphinxes and start to fight the bandits. Naruto called upon some of his magic to create a blade made of fire dust. With it he burned his enemies with absolute ease. "Damn. Shinobi. Kill them." Haku then created an ice wall to stop a few bandits from leaving the area or from getting behind them. She then made ice spikes to kill a few more. "Hami, the girl can use ice." Kushina drew her sword and began to slice and kill the bandits. A bandit tried to get behind her, but the Sphinx that she flew on pounced on him and ripped his arm off. Kushina thanked the Sphinx and continued to kill more bandits. Naruto was fighting more bandits with his fire dust blade and using his crystal release to pierce more of the bandits. "Ah. Kill the guy. He controls crystals." "Gah." The group of 3 shinobi and 3 Sphinxes and 1 Biju killed the bandits until only one was left. The lead bandit was on his knees in pain and fear all rolled in one. "Stop, please. Let me live," pleaded the bandit leader. "You kill innocent people and you dare to plead for forgiveness. You are pathetic." "Naruto, what do you think we should do with this piece of shit?" asked Kushina. Naruto grins under his mask. "I think the Sphinxes haven't had enough gun for the day. What do you think, Kasan, Haku-chan?" Both women nod their heads at that. The bandit leader looks to the monsters that help to kill his group with even more fear in body. The Sphinxes move in closer slowly, dragging out the weight, making the fear in the bandit raise higher and higher. And then they pounced on the bandit. The bandit screamed out in fear and desperation. Even as the Sphinxes tore at his flesh, he begs and pleads to make them stop, but to no avail. The bandit's pleading was finally silenced by his throat being ripped out. As the Sphinxes played with their food, Team 12 was cleaning up the area and gathering evidence that the bandits were dead. "Hasan. I am going to check up on the Nanabi Jinchuriki and make sure that they are okay," said Naruto. "Okay, Sachi. Me and Haku will clean up out here," said Kushina. Naruto then walked over to the tent with Kurami around his neck. When he enters the tent, he sees a girl around his age in a small cage with tan skin and green hair. Naruto then opens the cage and helps the girl out of the cage. "Are you okay?" asked Naruto. The girl looks into his eyes and blushes a little at them. She sees worry and concern in them along with hope in them. "Yes, I am okay." "Who are you?" the girl asked. Naruto removes his mask and smiles at her and she blushes even more. "Name's Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Nice to meet you, Jinchuriki of the Nanabi." The girl's eyes widen at that. She was found by another like her. She wasn't alone, not anymore. She then hugged Naruto with all her strength and cried tears of joy. She didn't want to let go of Naruto, she didn't want to be alone anymore. While this heartwarming scene was playing out, an unknown person was watching the whole thing. The man wears a full-body black cloak with nothing show to ID him. So, this is the path that this Naruto is now on. This one will be one of the most interesting to date. I cannot wait to see what this Naruto will do to those that hurt him. Man, am I glad I was able to influence Minato and Kushina to return to Konoha sooner than they were supposed to. And man, am I happy with the results. Hehehe. Oh, I cannot wait to see what this Naruto will do. Hehehe. But I cannot wait to see what this Naruto will do when he meets her. I do wonder who will win that fight. The Grim King or will the Grim Queen come out on top? I look forward to the future of this Naruto," said the cloaked man. With that, the man opens a portal, but before he leaves, he looks back and smirks. Maybe a little more help for this Naruto will be a good thing. The man drops a cube on the ground and leaves the area through the portal. To be continued. Chapter 4 Family Semblance and Start of the Chunin Exams. Konoha a month later after saving Fu. It had been a month since Team 12 found and saved Fu from the bandits. At first, a girl would not let Naruto go at all. She didn't want the only other person that was like her to leave her. But after a long talk with Kushina due to her experience as a Jinchuriki, Fu let go of Naruto. They asked her why she was a captive of the bandits, and what she told them both shocked and angered them greatly. She was sold like a slave by the village of Taki, and she had seals placed on her by an old white-haired man. The man turned out to be Jiraiya. He was the one who could put the seals on Fu to make sure she couldn't use the Nanabi chakra in her. When asked where the seals are on her body, Fu blushed and asked for Naruto to not look. Getting the picture, Naruto made himself scarce for a little while. It was while Kushina got the seals of Fu's body that Naruto found a strange cube on the ground. When Naruto got close, the cube hummed and vibrated at his chakra, almost like a lock and key. After pocketing the cube, Naruto returned to the group to find Fu hugging Kushina like no tomorrow. After that, the group returned to Konoha. From there, Minato had Fu become a shinobi of the village. He hid the fact that she is a Jinchuriki from all but those he trusted with a secret. I.e. no one from the elders or the civilians, since neither can keep their traps shut. Fu was placed on Team 12 and was now staying within the Namikaze compound. There Fu learned a great deal about how to be and how not to be a shinobi. She took to it all like a fish to water. Fu even got closer to Naruto, much to the ire of Kurami and Haku. Now the family, along with Haku and Fu, are in their personal training grounds, sparring with each other. They were getting ready for the Chunin exams that were coming up in a week's time. All of the rookie teams were chosen, and a few last-minute trainings would help them. As the training was coming to an end, Naruto had an idea pop into his head. Ark said that I can unlock a person's aura. I should do that for my family and teammates, thought Naruto. Alright everyone, that is enough for today, said Minato. He took the day off to help with his children's training. I agree. You all are ready for the Chunin exams. I am so proud of you all, said Kushina. Both teams were happy to hear that. Now let's get something to eat, said Kushina. Wait. I need to say something, said Naruto. What is it, Naruto? Asked Minato. I wish to give everyone a gift, said Naruto with a smile. The group is confused by that. What do you mean, Aniki? Asked Menma. You all remember when the villagers attacked me, Kurami and Haku at our old place? Asked Naruto. Most of the group nods their heads except for Fu. Then you all remember how I fused with Haku before the fight, right? Asked Naruto. Again, they nod except Fu, who is now even more confused. Well, the power I used on that day was not a jutsu, but the power of my soul, said Naruto. What do you mean, Naruto? Asked Kushina. When I was given the Grimm summon and all of the powers the night before, I was the first person in this world to have my aura and semblance unlocked, said Naruto. And what is this aura and semblance, Ani-chan? Asked Naruto. On the world of Remnant, the people don't have the power of chakra. So, in order to fight against the creatures of the Grimm, they needed all the power to fight them. They learned to use their very souls as both a shield and a sword. My semblance is called intertwined union, and it allows me to fuse another person's soul with mine and allow me to use their powers and skills along with mine to become even more powerful, said Naruto. I see. So, if you unlock our auras, we can do the same, said Minato. No. A semblance is your soul, and everyone's soul is different. There are few that have the same semblance. More than likely everyone here will have a different semblance. But when I unlock your aura, it will be up to each of you to figure out your own semblance. It may take time, but I know that each of you will unlock it, said Naruto with a smile. The family and teammates are surprised by this. Their very souls could be used in ways that they never knew. So, who would like to go first? Asked Naruto. The family looks at each other and they discuss who would go first. After a few minutes, Kushina was chosen to go first. So, how does this work? Asked Kushina. Simple, you hold still while I unlock your aura, said Naruto. He does over to his mother and places his hand on her forehead. For it is in passing that we achieve immortality. Through this, we become a paragon of virtue and glory to rise above all. Infinite in distance and unbound by death, I release your soul, and by my shoulder, protect thee. Kushina then began to glow as her aura woken in her body. She could feel the power flowing through her. It felt like a piece of her was missing from her life for years was now returned to her. After a minute, Kushina stopped glowing. Wow. I feel incredible. I feel whole, like a piece of me was missing for so long and it is now back. Thank you, Sachi, said Kushina. You're welcome, Ka-san, said Naruto with a smile on his face. How do you feel, Kushina? Asked Tsunade. Like I said. I feel whole and I feel like I can go 3 rounds with Kurami back to back, said Kushina. Kurami gains a fanged grin on her face at that. Oh? Is that so, Kushina? Would you like to test that? She asked with her hands making claws. Kushina glared at the kitsune girl and readies her chains. Anytime, fuzzy butt. Don't call me fuzzy butt, yelled Kurami. The two begin to bicker like sisters do and the group of people laugh at the sight. After a few minutes, both Minato and Naruto calmed their wife and girlfriend down. Naruto then repeated the process and unlocked his family's and teammates' auras. The only ones he didn't unlock were Akemi and Akane since they were too young for it, but he did promise to unlock their aura when they graduate from the academy. From there the family worked hard in unlocking their semblances, but only Haku and Naruto were able to. Haku's semblance is icy touch in that she can paralyze anyone she touches. At the moment she can paralyze someone for around 10 seconds. But Naruto says that with time she can push it to a higher amount. Naruto's semblance is called Chakra Thief in that she can steal other people's chakra and replenish her own. She was even able to use her chains as a means to absorb multiple people at the same time. Naruto believes that Naruto could also take the energy of the world around her in case there is no chakra. The family and teammates continue to train for the upcoming chunin exams. When asked if he would unlock other people's semblance, Naruto said that he would, but that would happen after the chunin exams. But as the family gets ready, a dark problem is coming from beyond the horizon. Deep in the land of lightning. In a small village we find one of the most hated people in Konoha right now. Jiraiya the Toad Sage. And what is this pervert doing? Well, listen in and find out. Oh yeah. That's it. By Kami, the women of this village are just what I need for my new book. And Sana, looks like you got bigger since I last saw you, said Jiraiya as he peeped on some women from behind a rock. But before Jiraiya can continue, a voice alerts the women to his peeping. Jiraiya-sama. Jiraiya-sama. The women hearing that scream and run away from the worst pervert in the nations. Wait, ladies. Come back. Damn it. Alright, what is the big idea with Tito? What the hell are you doing here? Asked Jiraiya. The now named Tito runs over to Jiraiya out of breath and begins to speak with Jiraiya. We have a problem, Jiraiya-sama, said Tito. What is it this time? Did someone from Konoha find Minato and his family again? If that is the case, then I need to deal with them before they get back to Konoha, said Jiraiya. Worse, Jiraiya-sama. They are gone, said Tito. Jiraiya frowns at that. What do you mean they're gone? I mean they are gone. 2 months ago, someone set my place on fire and killed all of my messenger birds. I had to figure out what happened to my shop, and while I did that they just disappeared. No warning, no explanation, not even a goodbye. They just up and left like someone controlled them to leave. Jiraiya is now a pale as Orochimaru with this news. Damn it. This is not what was supposed to happen. And why did it take you 2 months to tell me this? Jiraiya-sama, I told you that all of my birds were killed and not by the fire. Someone murdered my birds. They knew I was a spy, most likely for you. And you never told me of any other spies you have in your employ, so I had to find you myself, explained Tito. Jiraiya sighs at that. It was true, he never told any of his spies of other spies as a security measure. Alright, fine. Just get back to your shop and keep an eye out for them if they return. And get some new birds. I need you back in your village and to keep the info coming. Tito nods and rushes back to his village. Damn it. Why did they leave? I had everything planned and yet somehow they leave with Tito not even noticing. No, someone must have helped them whether or not they knew about it. But who would help them? And why? What does someone gain from having them leave? They are no doubt in Konoha now and trying to connect with Naruto, but with them not being with him for years and having him alone all this time, Naruto no doubts hates his family and is pushing them away, said Jiraiya. In time Naruto will snap and Minato will have no choice but to kill Naruto and send the Kyuubi to hell. The Kyuubi needs to be off the board. It cannot be controlled and is just a mindless beast that needs to die, and with the modifications on Naruto's seal, will send the Kyuubi straight into the Shinigami when Naruto dies. For now, I need to get to Konoha and make sure that Minato and Kushina see things my way. Good thing I have those seals on them to help with that, said Jiraiya. Jiraiya then leaves for Konoha unaware of the pain that he is going to be in when he arrives. Konoha a day later. It was a day before the exams and Naruto and his team were walking around the village since they were done with training for the day. Naruto-kun, are you excited for the exams? Asked Fu. You bet. I aim to win the exams and get the chunin rank, said Naruto. I hope that we all do. It will be cool to get the rank of chunin so soon after becoming genin, said Haku. True, but you were trained by Zabuza for years. If anyone is ready for the exams and the one worthy of getting the rank of chunin, it's you, Haku-chan, said Naruto. Haku blushes at the praise. Thank you, Naruto-sama. I do hope that Zabuza Tausen is okay in the Kiri War, she said with a little bit of worry in her voice. Naruto turns around and give Haku a hug while Kurami was in her fox form, gave Haku a lick on her cheek to cheer her up. Haku returned the hug with a smile. Don't worry, Haku-chan. Zabuza is one of the most powerful shinobi in the world. He can take anything thrown at him, said Naruto as he tries to cheer her up. Fu gets in on the hug and tries to help her teammate. Naruto-kun is right. You father will be fine. And if they ask for help, then I'm sure Hokage-sama will send aid, said Fu. The group stay there for a moment until they let go of each other. Thank you, I am glad that the three of you are here for me, said Haku. Team 12 continues walking through the village until they hear a shout. Ouch. Damn punk. Watch where you're going. The group runs over to see a tall boy around their age holding up a boy a few years younger than them, and a blonde-haired woman stands near the tall boy with an irritated look on her face. Put the kid down, Kankuro. We don't have time for this, and he won't like it if he finds out about this, said the blonde girl. Yeah, well, he is not here right now, and this punk needs to look here he is going, said the boy. The boy brings his fist back to punch the boy but stops when something is pointed at his throat. Kankuro looks down to see a bone-like blade attached to an arm is near his throat. Kankuro sweats at the blade and looks to his right to see Naruto with his grim mask on and Kurami hissing at him. Put the Sandame's grandson down or you will lose an arm permanently, said Naruto in a dark tone. Kankuro drops the boy and backs up from the teen. Kono, you okay? Asked Naruto. I'm okay, Naruto-nyasan. I was just about to make my move, said a happy Konohamaru. Naruto smiles at the boy as he takes off his mask and retracts his bones back into his body. The girl blushes at Naruto's handsome face. I am sure, Kono. So, I am going to assume that you and your team are here for the exams, right? Yes. This is my brother Kankuro and my name is Temari no Sabaku. We are here for the exams, answered Temari with the blush on her face getting bigger. And is the one glaring at your brother in the trees also with you? Asked Naruto. The two look to the tree and pale at what they see. From the tree comes a boy with red hair and raccoon-like eyes and the kanji for love on his forehead. This is Gaara no Sabaku. Gaara appears in a swirl of sand in front of the group and glares at Kankuro. Kankuro, you're an embarrassment to the village, said Gaara. But Gaara. The brat ran into me and Kankuro tried to explain. Shut up. Or I'll kill you, said Gaara as those around him raise an eyebrow at that. I apologize for my stupid brother. He is not bright. No harm done. He was fortunate that he didn't hurt Kono here. Wars have been started for less. Also, your brother shouldn't be out in broad daylight with your sister's makeup on his face, said Naruto with a smirk. Gaara grins a bit while the girls and Kono laugh at Kankuro. It's war paint, yelled Kankuro. Then why does the makeup box in your pocket say the property of Temari no Sabaku? Asked Naruto. Kankuro was then bashed into the ground by his sister's iron fan. I knew it. That is my makeup, you bastard. I apologize, but I need to teach my brother to not steal my makeup, said Temari. She then grabs Kankuro by his leg and drags him away. Naruto and the group laugh at the sight. Naruto then turns to Gaara. Well, we will see you during the exams. I hope to see how strong you are, Ichibi, said Naruto with a grin on his face. Gaara looks to Naruto with his own grin. I agree. I hope you give me a great fight, Kyuubi. Mother wants both yours and the Nanabi's blood. And she will have it. Gaara then walks away to catch up with his siblings to help Temari punish Kankuro for his stupidity. The group watches as Gaara leaves. When he is out of sight, Naruto turns to Kono. I think you should head home for the day, Kono, and stay out of the way for a few days. Okay, Naruto-nyasan. Good luck in the exams, said Kono as he goes home to see his grandfather. Alright girls, let's get going, said Naruto. Haku and Fu nod and they walk away from the area. But before they get far, Naruto calls out to someone. And get out of the tree, Sasuke. You aren't fooling anyone. Team 12 leaves the area as the spoiled Uchiha brat drops out of the tree. Damn that dope. I don't know how he got so strong, but that power will be mine by the end of the exams. I swear it on father's honor, snarled Sasuke. Sasuke then went out to find Kakashi for some last-minute training before the exams. I cannot believe that the elders got Sasuke back into the main force of the Ninja Corporation. Why do they love him so much? Asked Kurami. Simple, Sasuke is easy to manipulate. They hope to use him to control the clan heads of the council. The Uchiha clan holds a great amount of hold on the council. However, Mikoto Kasen is the current clan head with Itachi Nyasen as the clan heir. Plus, they want an Uchiha in their pocket to control me, or more to the point, you my dear vixen," said Naruto. Garami nuzzles Naruto's face with affection. The group continues down the street until Naruto stops in his tracks. He turns to an ally and calls out. "You can come out now, kitty cat," said Naruto. Haku and Fu are confused until a blonde-haired girl around their age walks out of the ally with a scowl on her face. "Do not call me that. I hate it when people call me that," said the girl. "It is probably better than what most people call you. Isn't that right, Nibi?" asked Naruto. Haku and Fu are shocked to see another Jinchuriki in the village along with the Ichibi. The girl looks away with a pained look on her face at that. "Yeah, you're right. But I still don't like it. So, you're the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, huh? And if I am right, the green-haired girl is the Nanabi Jinchuriki," said the girl. Fu walks up to the girl and extends her hand to her. "Nice to meet you. My name is Fu. It's good to see a sister in burden," said a happy Fu. The girl is taken back a bit by Fu's demeanor, but she returns the handshake. "Yujito Nai, of Kumo. Nice to meet you, Yujito-san. So, is the Hachibi going to introduce himself?" asked Naruto as he looks up to the roof of a nearby building. Yujito is surprised to hear that as she and the others look up and see a large man with dark skin and a muscular build, as well with white hair and a goatee, with multiple swords on his back. With him are 3 teenagers around the same age as Naruto and his team. The only man of the genin group has dark skin with short spiky white hair. He appears a little nervous in being in Konoha. The girl to his left has red hair and dark skin with amber eyes. She has a look of annoyance with her male teammate. The final girl has blonde hair, smooth white skin and blue eyes. She has a neutral look on her face as she stares at Team 12. "B-sensei," said Yujito. "Yo. We were look for you, kitty cat," said B. "I said don't call me that," yelled Yujito. "Ni-chan, why did you wander off?" asked the blonde-haired girl. I just wanted to look around." "Is that so wrong?" asked Yujito. "Yo. You got to be careful, kitty. We in another village. Got to be smooth with the grove in here," rapped B badly at that. The genin of Kumo sigh at B's bad rapping while Naruto, Haku and Fu, along with the 4 Biju just sweat drop at it. Naruto looks over at the other blonde-haired Jinchuriki and asks. "Is he always like this?" "All the damn time," was Yujito's answer. "So, not cool," said the other blonde Kumo genin. The 2 groups speak with each other for a few minutes until the Kumo team leave. Killer B however warns Naruto and Fu that the 2 Jinchuriki of Iwa are in Konoha as senseis. Naruto, Haku, Fu and Kurami head over to tell Minato of this development. Hokage Tower. Naruto and his team enter the tower and see that Minato was hard at work getting the village ready for the chunin exams. It had to dealt with carefully with the amount of teams coming in from the other villages. Especially due to the fact that the granddaughter of the Tsuchikage was entering in the exams. Along with the Kazukiyage's children as well. There were a lot of important children in the village right now. One wrong move and the village could be drawn into a war that they don't need. It didn't help that Danzo came in a few hours ago and tried to convince Minato to have those children kidnapped so as to have more bloodlines in the village. Of course Minato said no, but the damn Warhawk was very persistent in Minato doing this. Minato stood his ground however and told the old fool off. Danzo left the room in a huff and was wondering why his Sharingan wasn't working on Minato. What Danzo doesn't know is that Minato and Kushina placed anti-genjutsu seals in the office to prevent the Hokage from being controlled by them. As Minato continued to battle the bane of all cages. Team 12 came into the room. "Hey Tusan. Buried in paperwork again?" asked Naruto. Minato chuckles. "Yes I am. The chunin exams are an important part for peace between the hidden villages, but it is a pain to deal with. The good news is that we only have to deal with it once every few years." "True. We saw different teams already in the village with a few looking like they were ready to come to blows with each other," said Naruto. I thought as much. So what brings you 3 here? I doubt you came here just to talk about the piles of paperwork that I have to deal with," said Minato. The team laughs or giggles at that. "You're right, Hokage-sama. We ran into 3 other Jinchuriki while we were out in the village," said Haku. "Yeah. And the Hachibi told us that the Iwa Jinchurikis are here as teachers," said Fu. Minato narrows his eyes at that. "Interesting. Which Biju are going to be in the exams that you know of?" asked Minato. "Out of the 9 Biju only my brother the Sanbi and my sister the Rikubi are not here in Konoha. My brothers the Hachibi, Yanbi and Gobi are in the senseis of Kumo and Iwa, while my younger sisters the Ichibi and the Nibi are going to be in the exams," said Kurami. Minato closes his eyes when he hears that. He then sighs. "This is not good. If Danzo hears about this then he will stop at nothing to get them and make them weapons," said Minato. "There is something else. My sister the Ichibi feels off. I think that something is wrong with her, but I would need to get closer to her to find out," said Kurami. Minato closed his eyes in thought. He then opened them and looked his son and his team. "For now we can do nothing. Well, the reveal of 7 Biju in Konoha puts this village at risk. They are contained right now with Kurami being the exception. I want you to keep an eye on the 2 of Jinchuriki in the exams while I will have some Jonin keep an eye on the others. We don't need the other 5 going on a rampage in the village," said Minato. "Hi," said Naruto and his teammates. "Good. Head home for the day and get ready for the exams tomorrow. I look forward to each of you giving your all in the exams," said Minato with a smile. Naruto and Ko nod their heads and leave the tower. Minato sighs and slumps in his chair. This just got harder. First this mess with Jiraiya and Naruto, the info about Orochimaru, and now 7 of the 9 Biju are in the village right now. I need to keep Danzo away from them or he will cause a war with the other nations, damn Warhawk," said Minato. Minato then set up some of his most trusted Jonin to look after the Jinchuriki that are not going to be in the exams, while he trusted Naruto and his team along with his other children to keep an eye on the other 2 Jinchuriki in the exams. He can only hope that nothing goes too wrong during the exams. Next day, Konoha Academy. Naruto with Fu and Haku by his side with Kurami around his neck look up at the building that held the first part of the exams. "We should go in, Naruto-sama. We don't want to be late," said Haku. "Yeah. Let's go," said Fu. Okay, let's get going," said Naruto. "Hey Fu, do you have your mask?" asked Kurami. Fu looked down and brought out the mask that she had to wear during the exams. "Yeah, I do, but I don't want to wear it. I want people to know my face and see that I can be a shinobi just like everyone else," said Fu. "Fu, you know why you have to wear it, right? The village of Taki has sent 3 teams here to take part of the exams. If even one of them notices you then they will send word back to Taki and the village could start a war to get you back," said Naruto. "I know. I just hate this. They got rid of me because they hated me. So why would they want me back?" asked Fu. "Because of Chimay. You know just like I do that the council of most villages don't care about Jinchuriki. They just see us as weapons or animals to listen to their master whenever they blow out a command to us," said Naruto. Fu listened to Naruto. "We finally have a great life here in Konoha. The council has not yet found out that you carry me and we have many friends here. Don't let the fools of Taki ruin it just because they saw you. Please Fu, I don't like this either, but I would rather do this than have those idiots try to take us away from here," said Chimay. Fu sighs but nods her head. "I get it. I do. I'll wear the mask to hide myself, but I am telling you this. If anyone from Taki tries take me from my new home I will not hold back," said Fu as she put on the mask. Naruto, Haku and Kurami smile at the green girl. "We wouldn't have it any other way," said Naruto. Team 12 then walked into the building looking for the testing site. As they walked and looked for the testing room they see a large group of people trying to enter a room with the number 301. Naruto shakes his head and begins to walk away. "Naruto-sama, where are you going? The room we need to enter is right there," said Haku. "No, it's not. It's a test to weed out the weak. We are on the 2nd floor, so we need to go up 1 more floor," said Naruto. Haku and Fu nod their heads and walk away. But before they could get far a loud obnoxious voice shouts out. "Drop the Jinjutsu. You won't fool an elite like me," yelled Sasuke. Naruto growls and Kurami snarls at the Uchiha's short-sightedness. While Haku and Fu shake their heads at that. "Hey Dumbus. You just made the exams much harder for the rest of us," yelled Naruto. Sasuke scoffs. "So what? The more people in the exams will allow more people to see my greatness," said Sasuke as he walks past Naruto and shoulder checks him. Team 12 glare at Sasuke and his teammates which are Sakura Haruno, Sakura's twin younger sister and devoted Sasuke fangirl, and a pale young man that Naruto doesn't know. Team 12 makes their way up the steps only to step to the right to dodge a black blur being sent back down. The team looks down to see that Sasuke was sent back down the steps and when Team 12 looked up they saw who did the deed. The teen was at least a year older than them, a bowl-cut hair, wearing a green jumpsuit and the bushiest eyebrows the world has ever seen. "Nice moves," said Naruto as he and his teammates continue to walk up ignoring the bruised Uchiha on the ground and the pink screaming banshee as it ran after her object of blind devotion and the pale teen shaking his head in annoyance. The teen smiles. "Thank you. I wanted to test the rookie of this year and see if he lived up to what I have heard. I am disappointed with what I have seen." Not surprising. The teachers and the civilian council gave him the title to appease him. "I guarantee that if my father was here when Sasuke was in the academy he wouldn't have gotten it," said Naruto. The teen looks at Naruto with wide eyes and then realizes who he was. I see. You are one of the Yondame's children. The name's Rock Lee. I wish to fight you to see what you are made of. Challenged the now known Rock Lee. Sorry Lee. But that will have to wait until we are in the exams. Once there I will give you one hell of a fight. I give you my word. Said Naruto. Lee frowns but nods his head. The 4 teens and one hidden Biju make their way to the real room 301 and then enter. There they see many other teams looking to enter the exams. When they enter the room almost every team look at them and give them their best killer intent that they could. There was just one problem, Naruto and Fu had to deal with a hell of a lot worse Ki than this from their respective Biju, and Haku was raised by Zabuza, who could flood this room with Ki and kill these brats without even trying. Naruto got annoyed and shot out his own Ki, and most of the teams hit the floor when they got hit with it. After 30 seconds Naruto let up with the Ki and smiled at the teams with a predatory grin. Is there a problem? Asked Naruto. The teams shook their heads no and prayed that they didn't have to fight this genin in the exams. The only ones not affected by Naruto's Ki were those from Konoha, since they weren't his targets, his fellow Jinchuriki, and the few teams that didn't try to intimidate Naruto's team. That was interesting. I wonder if he is good in a fight. If he is then he would be a great husband for me. Thought a girl from the village of Nadeshiko. Holy shit. That was nuts. Nibi was that? Asked Yujito. No kitten. That was not my sister's power but his own. He is strong kitten, probably the strongest genin in the room right now. He would make a good mate for you and give you a strong litter of kittens. Said Matatabi. What? Don't say such things. He would kill me if I dated him since he is the son of the Yondame Hokage. Besides, it takes more than power and a cute face to make me like someone. Thought Yujito. Oh? He is cute is he? I see my little kitty is finally growing up. I can't wait to see the kittens that you will make with him. Said Matatabi. Damn it listen to me. Yujito thought yelled at the Nibi with a blush on her face. Damn, that was crazy. What was that? Asked Kankuro. That was Uzumaki making sure that everyone in the room now that he is not someone to mess with. Kankuro, Tamari we must leave him alone once the second part begins. He is stronger than most. I will deal with him alone. Said Gaara. Are you sure Gaara? Asked a worried Tamari. She may be afraid of her brother at times, but she still loves him greatly. Gaara nods his head and the conversation ends at that. Hey Naruto. Said a voice. Naruto and his team looks over to see Team 7, 8, 10 and 11 walk over to meet up with him and his team. Kiba was the one who spoke up. Hey Kiba, everyone. How are you doing? Asked Naruto. Great. I am so looking forward to these exams and ranking up to chunin. Said Kiba as Akamaru barks on Kiba's head. Troublesome. Why did Asuma-sensei want us to take part in these exams? We have only been genin for a few months. Said Shikamaru. Shikamaru is then smacked in the back of his head by Ino. Lazy baka. Asuma-sensei told us already. It's so that we can get experience. Even if we don't make it to the chunin rank we will have a better handle on it later. Said Ino. She does have a point Shika. Said Choji as he ate some chips. Naruto and the others chuckle. I see some things haven't changed since we last saw each other. Nope. I have to work my butt off to make sure that one is awake while we train and the other actually trains and not just eat all the time. Said Ino. And I see that you are doing a great job at that. Said Naruto. Ino blushes at the praise. Thanks Naruto. So how are you doing? Haven't seen you since we graduated. Said Ino. Pretty good these past few months once my family came back. I will admit that it is a bit rocky with us at times, but I am glad that I have them in my life now. Said Naruto. Naruto's siblings smile at that. They know that it has not been easy for him since they came back with their parents. I am glad that you have them back Naruto-kun. Said Hinata. Thanks Hinata-chan. How are you doing? Asked Naruto. Hinata blushes at that and smiles. I'm good. Kurenai-sensei has been a great teacher and I have learned a lot under her. Said Hinata. For a few more minutes the teens speak with each other and talk about all that they have done these past few months. Kiba was also flirting with Naruko and she actually flirted back much to Naruto and Menma's ire. Protective brothers to the end. Just then a voice is heard by the teens. You should keep it down. You guys just started your first chunin exams and a lot of the other teams are out for blood. Said a teen with glasses and gray hair. Naruto looked at him and glared. His power was well beyond that of a genin and the way he was postured was that of an experienced warrior. And who are you? Asked Kiba. Sorry, name's Kabuto. This is my 7th try at the chunin exams. Answered the now known Kabuto. Naruto continues to glare at Kabuto. Either this guy sucks at these exams. Thought Naruto. Or he is after something. Plus, he smells of snakes. And not like the ones that Anko lady has with her. Kabuto smells snakes in a sterile lab. said Kurami through the mental link that she shares with Naruto. I need to let Toussaint know about him. If Kabuto is with Orochimaru then he can't be allowed to escape. Thought Naruto. You must suck then. Said Kiba. Yeah, but to my own defense. These exams are not easy. If you want I can give you information about some of the other competitors. Said Kabuto. And you would just give this info out for free? Asked Menma. Well, I wouldn't give out info on me or my team. So, I don't see the harm in it. Said Kabuto. I want information. Said Sasuke as he marched over to the group and pushed a few people out of the way. Naruto growled at the spoiled Uchiha prince while Satsuki had to be held back by Sakura and Mito. Sure. Who do you want to know? Asked Kabuto. I want info on Gaara no Sabaku, Rock Lee and Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Said Sasuke. Most of the genin of Konoha glare at Sasuke for wanting info on fellow Konoha shinobi. A few other teams were curious about who was no doubt the son of the Yondaime Hokage. You know their names. That takes the fun out of it, but okay. Said Kabuto. He then takes out his cards and puts chakra in them, and pictures of Gaara, Lee and Naruto appear on them. Let's see, Gaara no Sabaku his record is impressive with 12 C rank missions completed, 2 B ranks and a rank mission under his belt, and it is said that he has not gotten hurt once on a mission. Most of the teams look at Gaara with wide eyes at his stats, but had to look away when he glared at them. Next is Rock Lee. Has a high mastery of Taijutsu but nothing on anything else. Completed 20 D rank, 12 C ranks and a single B rank. His teacher is Might Guy and his teammates are Tenten Higurashi and Niji Hyuga. An interesting record to be sure. Said Kabuto. But just as he was about to look at Naruto's card, it was swiped out of his hand by Naruto himself. You know. That isn't very nice. Telling everyone what we can do takes the fun out of the exams. You wouldn't want to do that now would you? Asked Naruto as his eyes turned grim red and emitted his Ki at Kabuto. Kabuto shivered at the Ki right, my apologize. What the fuck was that? No genin should have that kind of Ki. Not even someone who is a Jinchuriki. Thought Kabuto. Well, with that out of the way, most of the hidden villages have sent their genin here for the exams. Even Odo has sent a single genin team, but since they are a new village, I don't think that they will be much of a problem. Said Kabuto. I don't think you should have said that. Said Naruto. And why is that? Asked Kabuto. Just then one of the Odo nin attacked Kabuto and forced Kabuto to the ground breaking his glasses. Naruto was quick to not only disable the Odo nin that attacked but also grab Kabuto's cards and tag Kabuto with a grimm mark so that Naruto could track him down later. Naruto then leans down at Kabuto with a grin on his face. Because they heard you? And what is your problem? Asked Naruto to the Odo nin. Just showing 4 eyes here that the village of Odo is going to win this chunin exams. Said the Odo nin. Just then a jonin enters the room. Okay you brats. Listen up. Sit in your seats and shut up. And you from Odo. Attack another person then you and your team will be banned from the rest of the exams. Yelled the man. Sorry, sir. I am just anxious. Said the Odo nin. Don't care. Now shut up. Name's Ibiki Marino, your proctor for this part of the exams. As well as your worst nightmare. Said Ibiki. Most of the genin shiver at the crazed smile on the man's face. Now time to begin the first test. Said Ibiki. Ibiki continued. I am so sorry about the long wait. I meant to get this out months ago, but some assholes killed my muse for my Naruto stories. I have been getting it back little by little, and right now that this one is the only one that I can work on at the moment. So I will work on this story and my other My Hero stories. So we are now in the chunin exams arc. And a few things are going to change soon. I will get the next chapter out soon, I hope. But before we leave, I have a little present for you. My first ever comic. Well, this is more like a look into the future of the story, so read below and find out. Comic Beacon Academy. One last thing Osborne. There is something I wish to speak with you about one of your students. Said Ironwood. Which student James? Asked Osborne. You know which, Naruto Namikaze. He is an anomaly. He can use magic even though he is not a maiden, has a number of powers that are not a part of his semblance, and he can control Grimm. Osborne he shouldn't be with the other students. Said Ironwood. And where should he be? In a lab to be studied. In a prison cell because he is different. Or maybe cut open so that his secrets could be replicated for your soldiers. Asked Osborne as he drank his cocoa. No. But he shouldn't be here in Beacon. For all we know he could be Salem's son or an experiment of hers to get the relics. Said Ironwood. I doubt it. If he was with Salem then he wouldn't have saved Amber from Salem's forces. Or even help Amber get her stolen powers back. No, Naruto is on our side in this war with Salem that I know. Said Osborne. Ironwood sighs as he walks over to the elevator. I just hope that you are right Osborne. For all our sakes. Said Ironwood as he steps into the elevator. After Ironwood leaves, Osborn looks out the window and at his school's grounds. "I hope so as well," said Osborn. Chapter 5. Chunin exams begin and a trap Sanin. After given the rules of the first part of the exams, the genin team sit down and begin the test. The test is to gather information from others in the room without getting caught. Most of the teams begin working hard except for Naruto. He was taking a nap with Kurami on his lap sleeping. But the senseis. "Looks like the test has begun," said Kurenai. "Yup, but they have Ibiki. I pity them," said Asuma. "Ah, don't worry. Ibiki is just a big teddy bear," said Obito. "Yeah, I don't think so, sweetie. If Ibiki is a big teddy bear then Bakashai is not a pervert," said Rin. Most of the senseis laugh at the comment while Kakashi glares at his former teammate. "Is the name calling necessary?" asked Kakashi. "Yes. You let your anger get the better of you for no reason," said Rin. Kakashi looks away in a huff and goes back to his book, which makes the women in the room glare at him. I then noticed that something in the room. "Kushina-sama, why is your son asleep?" asked Guy. Kushina looked at Naruto and began to smirk. "Oh, he is not sleeping. He is waiting," said Kushina. "Waiting for what?" asked Asuma. "For the right time to strike," said Kushina. Back with the genin. Ibiki looks around for any cheaters and then notices that Naruto was asleep. He grits his teeth and walks over to Naruto and smacks him awake. "Hey. If you're just going to sleep then leave," said Ibiki. Naruto shakes his head and looks around and sees that most of the teams are looking at him with a smug look on their faces. "How long until the test is over?" asked Naruto. 5 minutes. "Why going to give up?" asked Ibiki. Naruto doesn't answer but gets up and walks away. Most of the teams think that he was going to give up, but Naruto walks over to an Iwa genin and punches the genin out and takes his test. "What the hell are you doing?" yelled Ibiki. "Cheating if I am not mistaken. You still have to catch me 2 more times to kick me out. Isn't that right?" asked Naruto. Ibiki grins at Naruto. The rest of the genin look at Naruto like he was a crazy person. "Not bad, kid. Okay, no one else is allowed to do what he did," yelled Ibiki. "Why not?" yelled Akumo Nin. "Because we are ninjas and the same technique doesn't work twice. Now shut up and get back to work. You only have 3 minutes left," yelled Ibiki. After that the rest of the teams get back to work to finish before the test ends. But the senseis. Kushina was howling with laughter. Asuma shakes his head while Kurenai was surprised. Guy was shouting about youth and Kakashi was glaring at Naruto. "Ha! I knew he would do that," said Kushina. "Didn't you do that for your test, Kushina-sama?" asked Rin. "Yup. I also punched an Iwa Nin too. He really is my son," said Kushina. Kakashi just glares at Naruto all the while. He shouldn't be like this. Naruto was to remain stupid and docile until he broke. I still don't understand why sensei came back so soon. I need to get word out to Jiraiya as quickly as I can," thought Kakashi. But the exams. Once the test was over, Ibiki looked at the teams that were left in the room. There were more than what he was hoping to have, but that was something that he was hoping to change with this one last test. "Okay, Ants. Time for the last question. And there is a trick to the last question. You don't have to take the last question if you don't want to," said Ibiki. "And why wouldn't we want to?" asked Tamari. "Because if you get it wrong then not only will you fail the exams, but you won't be able to take any other chunin exams for the rest of your lives," said Ibiki with a dark gleam in his eyes. "What?" yelled most of the genin. "You can't do that," yelled another genin. "I can and will. Hokage-sama gave me this right. So, will you take the chance or will you give up here?" asked Ibiki. Some of the genin begin to leave out of fear of losing their chance to be chunin later on. Ibiki began to smirk at his handiwork when Naruto got up. A few thought that he was going to quit too, but he proves them wrong when Naruto punches his desk. "Do you honestly think that is going to scare me? It doesn't matter if I never rank up as a shinobi. I will face everything head on," said Naruto. A few began to look at Naruto with impressed looks on their faces, with a few kunoichi from other villages were interested with him as well. He is interesting. But I still wish to see how he is in a fight before I try to pursue him as a husband," thought Shizuka from Nadeshiko. "How cool," thought Samui of Kumo. Chuckle. "Out of all the Konoha genin here he would be the one that catches my attention. I wonder how my grandfather would react if I tried to date him," thought Kuritsuchi of Iowa. Ibiki looked at the remaining genin and smirks. "Looks like no one else is going to leave. That kid really is like his parents," thought Ibiki. "I see. So you all are going to stay, huh? Well then there is only one thing to say to you all. You all passed," said Ibiki with a smirk. Most of the genin look at Ibiki with dropped jaws and wide eyes. Naruto, Gaara and Yujito all look at the jonin with a knowing look on their faces. "What? yelled the rest of the genin. The last question was a test to see if you had the guts to do anything for this job, said Ibiki. He then takes off his headbands to show the genin the scars over his face. This job is not easy or for the faint of heart. There will be times that you will have to go beyond for the mission and it will be up to each of you to complete it. Just then a ball smashes through the window with shards of glass hitting a genin from Taki on the head, knocking the genin out. The ball opens up to show a banner with the words. The single and sexy Anko Mitarashi is here. A woman with spiky purple hair drops from the ball and her choice of attire makes most of the male genin blush. Hello future bleeding brats. The psycho bitch Anko Mitarashi is here. Yelled the now known Anko. Most of the genin were shocked while Ibiki shook his head. Naruto however had a card with the numbers 8.3 on it in his hands. Anko sees the card and goes along with it. "Aw, only an 8.3? Asked Anko. "It didn't have fireworks and you knocked out one of the genin. If you're going to make an entrance then you would need as many people awake to see it," said Naruto. "Fair point. But I did have fireworks years ago and I was told to never do it again since 2 genin got caught on fire," said Anko with a smile on her face that unnerves the other genin at her psychotic smile. "Anko, you're early," said Ibiki. "That's what she said," said Anko. Naruto and a few teachers laugh at that while most of the genin blush. "I see that you let a lot of genin pass Ibiki. It seems that you are losing your touch," said Anko. "Hardly. It just seems that we have one hell of a genin in the group," said Ibiki as he looked at Naruto. Naruto smiles and gives Ibiki the peace symbol. Anko giggles at Naruto. "I see. But once I am through with them they will be cut in half. Now brats meet me at the Forest of Death for the next part of the exams," said Anko as she dashed out the window. Most of the genin sweat drop at how Anko acts. Ibiki sighs when Anko left the room. Naruto and his team gets up and jump out the window after Anko. When that happened Naruto, Natsumi and Menma follow their brother, while the other Konoha genin also went out the window when the rest of the genin tried to get out through the door and got stuck. Entrance of the Forest of Death. An hour later the chunin hopefuls are standing in front to the Forest of Death. For most genin they were scared of this place as they could feel the danger of the forest. But for Naruto, well for him it was like a second home for him. "Okay brats listen up. For the second test you all will have to collect 2 scrolls and bring them both to the tower in the center of the forest. The thing is the other teams will have the scrolls that you will need to pass. Do whatever you need to in order to get the scroll you will need. You each will need a heaven and an earth scroll to pass. And do not open them before you get to the tower, not only will you fail, but you will get a surprise if you do," said Anko. Naruto looks out at the forest and smirks. This would be easy for him and his team since he knows the forest like the back of his hand. "So this is the Forest of Death. It doesn't look like much," scoffed Sasuke. Sasuke then feels something slice his cheek and he feels someone press themselves against his back and hears a voice in his ear. "Is that so you know tough guys like you often die first in the forest? I can tell you about all the Uchihas that died in the forest if you want," asked Anko. Sasuke frowned and failed to hide his shudder. Sakuri was screaming at Anko to leave Sasuke alone while their final teammate, Sai sighed at his team. After scaring the Uchiha prince and licking the brat's blood, which Anko said that it tasted foul, Anko walked back over to the front of the forest to continue. "Now before we begin I need you to sign these forms," said Anko. "What are they?" asked Amoy. "Oh just waivers that will allow Konoha to not get in trouble should any of you get hurt or worse while in the forest," said Anko. Naruto takes a form and reads what is on it out loud. "This waiver hereby grants all deniability to Konoha for any injuries or death-related incidents to the signed parties. Such injuries include but not limited to broken bones, stab wounds, impalement, drowning, being burned alive, being struck by lightning, crushed by boulders, dismemberment, disembowelment, decapitation, being devoured by the wildlife of the forest or by the other teams or any injuries that may otherwise occur while in the forest." Read Naruto. Most of the genin pale at what Naruto reads, but it got even worse when Naruto spoke up again. "Really Anko? Why is the list so short? This doesn't even cover half of what could happen in the forest," said Naruto. The other genin, even Naruto's siblings, paled to the point that they all look like Orochimaru clones. Anko grins at Naruto. "Oh you know. I didn't want to spoil all the pain that they could get into while in the forest. I look forward to hearing them scream in fear," said Anko. A few genin are now terrified of both Anko and Naruto since the two are both chuckling and have a grin on their faces that would make most run in another direction. It got even worse for the genin when the fox on Naruto's neck begins to laugh with the two. "Okay kiddies. Time to get in there," said Anko. The teams gathered the scrolls and waited for the time to get in. A few minutes later the doors open and Anko calls out. "Okay get in there. And try not to die," yelled Anko. Naruto and his team rushes into the forest ready to show everyone that they are ready to rank up. But Kakashi. Kakashi was walking home after watching his team enter the forest. He had nothing to worry about since his prize student is in the forest right now. While he wished that he could have had more time to train Sakuri, he knows that she will at least survive the forest. And he had no worries about Sai since he was trained by Danzo himself. Kakashi was angry however that Naruto was getting stronger by the minute. Learning Fuinjutsu from his parents along with Kinjutsu from Kushina and even the hummingbird fighting style from his father and the Rasengan as well. And that is not even mentioning the bloodlines that he somehow unlocked. I need to contact Jiraiya somehow. But I can't since the dog summons won't listen to me anymore and most of my messengers are either in prison or out of the village right now, said Kakashi. Kakashi enters his home to rest and figure out how to contact Jiraiya when he hears a voice. Welcome home Kakashi, said Jiraiya from the sofa with a serious look on his face. Kakashi whipped his head over to see Jiraiya on his sofa with a wide eye. Jiraiya-sama. When did you get here? Asked Kakashi. About an hour ago. I came back because Minato and Kushina went missing with their family a few months ago. Are they here? Asked Jiraiya. Kakashi sighs and sits down in a chair and hands the Sannin a bottle of water. Yeah they are here. And it is not good. Said Kakashi. Jiraiya drinks the water and asks. How bad? Asked Jiraiya. Very bad. Minato and Kushina know everything that happened to Naruto and they were pissed. They killed 6 civilian council members when they got back out of anger. Answered Kakashi. Damn. Was Mibuyuki one of them? Asked Jiraiya. No thank Kami. But ever since the daimyo gave Minato his position as Hokage back to him, Minato has been fixing everything that was changed since he left. He even took me off Team 7 as its sensei, as well as Sasuke and Naruto. Said Kakashi. Then who is the sensei of Team 7? And what about Sasuke? You know that we need him for the plan to work right? Asked Jiraiya. Of course I know that. But after reading and find out all the doctored reports, Minato removed him from the main shinobi corporation. It was only thanks to the silver tongues of the elders that I got Sasuke back as my student in Team 13, with Mibuyuki's other daughter Sakuri and one of Danzo's students Sai. Said Kakashi. That's good. What about Naruto? What happened to him? Asked Jiraiya. Well after Naruto and Sasuke was removed from Team 7, Tsunade's daughter Mito was added as a replacement with Rin as their teacher. Naruko, Natsumi and Menma are being taught by Obito, and Kushina has Naruto as her student with Hakuyuki Mamachi and a girl named Fu. Said Kakashi. Wait, Fu. Does this girl have tan skin and green hair? Asked Jiraiya. Yeah why? Asked Kakashi. Fuck. That girl is the Nanabi Jinchuriki. I sealed her up tight and was able to get her sold to bandits months ago. Why is she here? Yelled Jiraiya. The first mission Kushina took Naruto and Haku on was an extermination mission to the border of Taki. When they got there they rescued Fu and brought her back. Minato made her a ninja and placed her on Team 12 to fill in for the missing member. Said Kakashi. Damn it. I thought that I wouldn't have to deal with her again. Wait, is Naruto angry with his parents? Asked Jiraiya. No. He is close with them. It is strange. He was thrown to the wolves and he still loves them. I don't understand why he doesn't hate them. Said Kakashi. Damn it. This can't get any worse. Said Jiraiya. Actually it is. Naruto has powers that he shouldn't have. Said Kakashi. What do you mean? What powers? Asked Jiraiya. Jiraiya, Naruto was somehow able to unlock not only his chakra chains, thanks to Kushina during his training, but he also has the dead bone pulse and the crystal release. Along with the powerful summons that only he has access to called the grimm. He even used some technique to fuse himself with that Haku girl too for a short time to get even stronger. Said Kakashi. Damn. This is bad. We need to fix this before anything else happens. Said Jiraiya who was in desperate need of a drink. There is one last thing that I need to tell you. It's about the Kyuubi. Said Kakashi. What about that mindless beast? Asked Jiraiya as he took a drink of water. The Kyuubi is free from Naruto. Said Kakashi. Jiraiya spits out his water at Kakashi in surprise. What? How is that possible? That seal was Minato's masterpiece. There was no way in hell that the Kyuubi was going to escape it. Yelled Jiraiya. I don't know. The only ones who know the truth are Minato, Kushina, Hiruzen, Tsunade, the clan heads, the daimyo and Naruto. No one else was allowed at that meeting and the secret of how the Kyuubi got out is a SSS class secret. Said Kakashi as he dries himself off. Jiraiya slumps in the sofa and sighs. Years of hard work are going down the fucking drain faster than he could fill it. Where is the Kyuubi? Asked Jiraiya. With Naruto. While the Kyuubi might be out of him the Kyuubi is still anchored to him. That is the only good thing about her. Said Kakashi. Jiraiya nods his head at that. But then remembers what was just said. Her? What do you mean by that? Asked Jiraiya. Kyuubi is a girl. And I will admit that she has looks that rival most Hyugas and even Tsunade when she was younger. Said Kakashi. Jiraiya looks down at the ground and growls. This was not how it was supposed to go. Sasuke was supposed to be trained to the point that his ancestor Indra would awaken within him and give Sasuke the mark of the moon. Once Sasuke got the Rinnegan, then they would train Sasuke with it, while Jiraiya went from village to village and weaken each of the Jinchurikis so that the villages would be too weak to fight back against an Uchiha with the power of the Sage of Six Paths and 3 shinobi powered with Kyuubi chakra. This plan was made after Jiraiya, Danzo and Fugaku's father found an old scroll that could only be read by someone with a Sharingan, but only a pure-blooded Uchiha could read it. The scroll told the story of the Sage of Six Paths and his sons. How the oldest son would be reincarnated in the Uchiha clan and how the youngest son would reincarnate in either the Senju or the Uzumaki clans. When they found out about those powers, these 3 men began a long and complicated journey to control the powers of the sage. The first was destroying the Senju and Uzumaki clans to a trickle of what they once were. Danzo and Jiraiya helped to kill off the Uzumaki by giving the other villages ways of entering Yuzushio and even disabling the Fuinjutsu seals on the islands and bringing Kushina to Konoha. To also having Nawaki murdered by Uchihas loyal to Fugaku's father years ago. Then of course working the third war their way to ensure that they would be able to track the Biju along the way. But they did have a few problems along as well. The first was that Rin and Obito survived a war which was not supposed to happen as Jiraiya wanted Minato to focus on Kakashi only since Kakashi had been converted by Danzo before he became Minato's student. Then Fugaku's father dies in a mission gone wrong and then his power-hungry son took over the Uchiha clan. Danzo and Jiraiya took a chance in telling Fugaku of the plan and for a long time it seemed that he was all for it. But then he tried to start a coup to take over the village. In the battle all of Fugaku's loyal members were cut down by Itachi and Shisui while Fugaku escaped. And now everything that they had planned was hinged on Naruto dying since he is Ashura's reincarnation and he was the only one who could defeat Sasuke or Indra. And once Naruto died then he would take the Kyuubi with him and they would be rid of the strongest Biju in the nations. Plus, it would make the Moon-Eyed plan impossible to achieve. Jiraiya sighs. Kami fucking damn. Why is this happening? We have been planning this for years now and it seems that it is falling apart in the last few months for some strange reason. What do we do? Asked Kakashi. Jiraiya closes his eyes and thinks. I want you to send out word to Taki about Fu. Once they find out that Konoha has her then Taki will pressure Minato to give the girl back. Once she is out of the village I will tag her with even stronger seals to make sure that she will never be free again. We need as many Biju subdued before we begin the final part of the plan. Said Jiraiya. Why don't we use her as a weapon? Asked Kakashi. Jiraiya sighs at that. Danzo works too well to make his pawns like him. I have told you. The Jinchuriki with Biju in them need their emotions to use the power correctly. That is why Naruto, Natsumi and Menma will be able to use the Kyuubi power in them without any problems since they won't have a mindless beast getting in their way of using the power. Said Jiraiya. I understand. What will you do then? Asked Kakashi. It's time that my students saw things my way. Once I get to the tower I will activate the seals on both Minato and Kushina to make them listen to me and then we will deal with both Naruto and Kyuubi. Said Jiraiya. Very well. I will deal with the message to Taki immediately. Said Kakashi. Jiraiya then left the house while Kakashi began to make the message to Taki. What neither shinobi noticed was that 2 Anbu were watching them and listening in on everything. I can't believe this. Damn monster. Said Itachi as his eyes blazed with his Sharingan spinning at what he had heard of what they planned for his brother. Easy Itachi. We need to tell Hokage-sama. Leave Jiraiya to Tsunade-sama and Lord Third. Said Shisui. Itachi nods his head. The 2 then run off to inform Minato of what they have learned. Jiraiya was walking to the tower when he felt a presence near him. A dark presence that he has not felt in years. Not since he peeped on Tsunade years ago. Just then Jiraiya had to dodge a punch at his head. He jumped back and looked at who attacked him to see Tsunade standing in front of him with a dark smirk on her face. Hello pervert. We need to talk. Said Tsunade as she cracked her knuckles. Jiraiya sweats and backs up at the dark look on his former teammate. Hey Tsunade. Why all the hostility? Asked Jiraiya as he looks for a way to escape. Oh, I have a few reasons. All the times you peeped on me when you tried to hide Dan's sperm so that I couldn't carry his children. And let's not forget that you lied to me about Minato and Kushina along with their children. And then there is this whole thing that I learned when I got back to Konoha that my godson Naruto was being treated like crap because of you. Said Tsunade. Her eyes went red in anger at the super pervert in front of her. Her chakra flared in rage and dashed forward fast enough that Jiraiya couldn't dodge. Tsunade punched Jiraiya so hard in the gut that she almost destroyed his stomach with the impact. Ah. Tsunade, listen to me. Pleaded Jiraiya. No. I am done listening to you. You have silver-tongued your way out of enough problems. Now it is time that you feel the pain of your actions. Said Tsunade. Tsunade then went on to pummel the pervert into the ground for a few minutes. However, Jiraiya was able to jump onto a rooftop and tried to run off. Tried being the key word since he was then surrounded by Anbu agents with Hiruzen leading them. Jiraiya sees his sensei and widens his eyes. Sensei. Said Jiraiya. Hiruzen shakes his head. I am disappointed in you, Jiraiya. You have fallen so low. Just as low as Orochimaru. Anbu, take him. Ordered Hiruzen. Jiraiya moves from the Anbu but is then blindsided by Tsunade. Jiraiya tries to fight them off, but with years of inactivity, he was out of shape in this fight. Jiraiya was then hit over the head by a staff held by his sensei. Jiraiya was losing consciousness when he heard his sensei speak. Take him to the T&I right away. And inform the Hokage that we captured him. Ordered Hiruzen. Yes, Lord Third. Said the Anbu. Jiraiya was bound and dragged to the T&I department for interrogation for all that he knows and all that he has done. Hokage Tower. Minato and Kushina are in the office talking to each other about how their children will do in the exams when Itachi and Shisui enter the office. Ah, Crow, Weasel. How did the operation go in capturing Jiraiya? Asked Minato. It went well, Hokage-sama. Lord Third and Tsunade were able to capture him with little difficulty. Said Shisui. But there is one thing that we need to tell you, father. We overheard that Jiraiya placed seals on you and Kushina to control the both of you. We believe that he needs to be close to you to activate them or he would have used them earlier. Said Itachi. Minato and Kushina frowned at that news. I see. Head to T&I and wait for us there. Kushina and I need to find these seals before Jiraiya tries to use them on us. Said Minato. Hi. Said both Uchihas and left the room. Minato sighs and then speaks. Anbu, leave the room until I call you back. Yes, Hokage-sama. Said the Anbu agents in the room who then left as they were ordered. I think that Jiraiya would go this far just for whatever he has planned. Said Minato. We really should have seen this coming. Jiraiya has lied, killed and ruined lives for so many people. But that is not something we can change. Right now we need to remove the seals that are on us right now before we go and meet with Jiraiya. Said Kushina. Minato nods his head. You're right. Let me look for the seal on you and then you can find the one on me. Don't just look for one. Jiraiya would have placed more than one to make sure that all his bases are covered. Said Kushina. Minato nods his head again and begins to look over his wife for the seals on her. After a half hour, Minato found over 8 seals on his wife placed by Jiraiya to control her. By the looks on the seals, the oldest was placed on her when the Kyuubi attacked while the others were placed on her over the years. Kushina, while angry, she did the same for Minato and to her shock she found over 13 seals on Minato. Each one were made to control Minato in some manner, but they would also make Minato a puppet to Jiraiya should the seals had been activated. After that, the two went to the T&I department to find out what Jiraiya was planning for Naruto and their children. T&I department. Minato and Kushina walks toward where Jiraiya was locked up. Here they find Hiruzen, Tsunade and Ibiki waiting for them along with Crow, Weasel and a detachment of Anbu agents waiting for them. Report. Said Minato. Jiraiya has been locked up tight in his cell. So far he hasn't said anything, but that is due to an injured jaw. Said Ibiki. Good. Tsunade, I know that you won't like this, but I need you to heal Jiraiya just enough to talk. But no more than that. Said Minato. You're right, I don't like this, but I understand that he needs his jaw to speak. Sigh, fine, give me 20 minutes and he will be ready. Said Tsunade as she walks into the cell with 4 Anbu by her side to keep her safe and to make sure that Jiraiya doesn't escape. Minato then looks to Ibiki and the Anbu in the room. Once me and Kushina enter the cell, I want each of you to keep a close eye on the two of us. Should we change in any way or twitch in the slightest, you are ordered to enter and detain us with these seals. Jiraiya has for years placed numerous seals on me and my wife to control us should we go against us. Should that happen, Hiruzen, I want you to take command until our children are finished with the exams and let them look us over to find the seals and destroy them. We can't allow Jiraiya to have any leverage over us. Said Minato. Hi Hokage-sama. Said the Anbu. We will do as commanded, father. Though I don't like it. Said Itachi. Neither do we, Itachi-kun. But Jiraiya has been planning this for years. Probably before most of us were born. We would have taken many steps to make sure that this plan doesn't fail. Said Kushina. Agreed. Jiraiya may be a pervert and a fool at times, but he is far from stupid. Be careful, Minato. Kushina, we just got you back. Said Hiruzen. Don't worry, old monkey. We got this. Said Kushina with a smirk. Hiruzen grumbles at the nickname while a few chuckle at it. Tsunade exits the cell a minute later and nods to Minato and Kushina, who nod back. Minato and Kushina enter the cell after that with Ibiki and 8 Anbu with them. Once they enter the cell they see that Jiraiya was still bleeding but was stable for an interrogation. Jiraiya looks up to see his student and his wife and grins a bit. He then used hand signs to try to control them. But for a few seconds nothing happened to the shock of Jiraiya and the relief of those watching. Jiraiya tries again and again, but nothing happens. Minato looks at his sensei in anger. "You can stop Jiraiya. The seals that would control us are gone," said Minato. Jiraiya widens his eyes in surprise, anger and fear. Kushina walks over to Jiraiya and grabs him by his face and brings him up to her eye level and glares at the man. "You have a lot to answer for towards my son. And I will get everything in that head of yours. One way or another," said Kushina. Jiraiya couldn't do anything but sweat in fear. Why? Why was everything working against him? Unknown to everyone in the room, someone else was watching with hidden glee. "Tuckle. This is just the start of your punishment, Jiraiya. No one crosses me and gets away with it. You hurt my champion for your own gain. I know that you won't die for some time, but I will see to it that everything that you have planned will fail. Soon those that you thought is gone will rise once again, with Uzushio returning to the world," thought Kami. To be continued. What if Naruto grimm rwby chunin exams, and thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.